Sunday, no a Thursday. No a Thursday. Hold on, Pat. Good evening. Good night.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. Worldwide. This is the Titans.
Sure.
You know, we're here once again on a Thursday night to refine everything, you know, to make things more visual to the people's eyes. All the lies and the corruption and the bangarang, we have to expose them tonight. Cause my people, you don't know, say, when we come into the space as a Titan, you know, no tabloid. So, you know, before the thing, make I bless up my people in the chat as usual. Enough love and respect to the Titans family. Yeah, the people down in a ground zero, big up on themselves same way, you know. And worldwide, you know, place like Canada, UK, United States, down in the Caribbean island, them. You know, we have a fans them down there, you know. Big up all of them, same way. And you know, in Jamaica, the whole of the works, 2 Mile, Rockford, world, hey, me I tell you, Titans, normal, you know. So just big up on all blood and fire comrade. And to the People's National Party, good night to the leader, Sir Mark Jefferson Golding, and the rest of members who we are seeing, you know, very active, pursuing justice for the people in Jamaica. Big up Nikisha Burchell as usual, you know. The Titan Queen that, you know, warrior queen. Yeah, man. Like how she a punch. Mr. Wavy Lines, I want you lick them for 6 CM where you like with you, my brother. Yeah, because I like your performance with you. Noteworthy performance you put in. But I know you're opening batsman like Sir Marky G, you know. So you have the temperament, you know. And you have the stamina to stay at the crease and make runs. Because you see this administration where we have in Jamaica, where I mash up the place. It's only a People's National Party with a, you know, promising leader. When me I say, like Sir Marky G, you know, can come knit back the things together and put back Jamaica on the right footing, you know, where Jamaica can start move again amongst the elite country in the world. And you want to smash up Jamaica credibility worldwide, you know. Yeah, man. Destroy it, man. You see the way how places outside of Jamaica they gravitate toward Jamaicans and the country and a whole. Them love patois, them love culture, them love reggae music. And you know them endorses athletes, them as usual, you know. But all this come mash up that. All this mash up that, you know. Because cocaine and them suck down state killing outside world no want no participation in them type of environment, the man. When them come at Jamaica, you know, land, sea and sun, you know. That them come find out with the white sand them under them feet, you know.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And you know like the food, the taste, quite original. Yeah, when you eat piece of yellow yam down at Jamaica, it's nice. They mash up the agriculture sector as well. So me you don't care even get yellow yam down at Jamaica again. Yeah. Because this administration, it have a plan for everybody in Jamaica, every walks of life, every sector of life. Once them come near your environment, them a destroy you. Yeah, because the government, you know, not like black people. And we are make sure point it out. Yeah, we are shout it out too loud and clear. It's a narcissist regime you have. Yeah, where quietly carrying out genocide in our country.
Of course.
Yeah, because the guy, you know, dictatorship style and leadership him are bringing up. Yeah, man, you see, everybody around him come from the army that tell the whole story, you know. When you say a leader drop an army personnel, it tell the whole story, but hey, the man have a guy named Gugu Gaga Anderson. Original Googs. You the man want a plan to drive him in a ag pen.
He might do it, but he might do it. In
To
a
root up.
In a Nara.
Yeah.
Nara.
Well, at the same thing,
He might
you understand? No. My Jamaican people, me could talk something with sense, you know. I mean, no Google Gaga, you know. Yeah. I mean, no son, no say my baby, you know. My ball him tricycle well on some game, you know.
Have it, you know.
I have it same way.
I go feet. Now, I mean, I give him again now. I go for the tricycle. I have to rise back the tricycle tonight, you know. Because Google
Rise it.
Monday, you know. One time.
Yeah, because there's no way Google Gaga, yeah, have the requisite requirement, yeah, for Nara. Him not have that. You understand? So, try as Holness might, yeah, him can't appoint Google Gaga for that position because the entire Jamaica is against that appointment. Because a baby, the man want put in a adult job. You understand? And we find that laughable. When we have some people laughable. And you only keep walking around with this baby. Well, I don't know if I'm older his son. Because everywhere you see him carry Google Gaga, you know, him place him, you know. Yeah. Remember, you know, from commissioner, I mean, I talk about a nonsensical commissioner. Him not no sense to the job at the time. Can't relate on the subject as it relate to crime. See that? Gogs, you see a tricycle?
Just start off again, you know. Put it there, but it there for you, man.
Yeah, man. Looking at excellent condition. Books that him laugh, you know. Can it make him feel like him at home with him tricycle? You know? Cause my baby. Yeah. Good night, yes, sir. Good night. Good night.
Welcome, Rohan James.
Yes,
blessings, bro.
Brother, when you know, I never play a song, you know, Melting Pot. When I say, cause them man are the real, hey, them man I know the carbon copy, like, what them call that again? I shouldn't call her name, I forgot her name, because she's a carbon copy. I never give her name yet. One about Federation chairperson. What's your name again? Matt Deal. Matt Deal, because it's a deal she get, you know. And Matt Deal, she name again. And I'm Matt Beam, and I must see Matt Deal, because I know she get a deal, you know. Matt Deal. All right, and then man, you're the original chairman, you know. I may say, you know, Crab did run out and say, I fight this man. But you know why I respect Rohan James so much? Them man are real police. Them man, you know, when them catch and pushing a force, them man go through the right channel for turn police. And the joke I make. When you hear Crab and James, them say them a fight this man, a real police. Now we stand up to him 100%, with him 100%, the whole Titans. And we're not playing. So before me even ask him a question, I want to play this for you, Sir Rohan James. Hear that tune of people. This nothing. Play that tune for Rohan James before we even talk to him. Hear this part.
Rooted, dedicated to Corporal Rohan James. I know when you hear these words, it will be to your surprise. But it was necessary to do it for you, because a light this bright shouldn't be hidden, and a work this hard must be recognized. Listen close. From the early morning mist till the sun goes down, you're the pillar of the service, the talk of the town. Corporal Rohan James with the mind sharp and bright, working for the people and always chasing the light.
Brilliant in your vision, disciplined in your way, building up the nation, come what may. A heart for your brothers and your sisters in blue. There's a spirit of excellence living in you.
You're a seed in the soil, so don't you worry. Blessed is the fruit of your labor and toil.
No matter the weather, no matter the rain,
a seed only grows through the pressure and pain. You're gonna rise up, let the branches unfold. A story of greatness that's yet to be told.
Rooted in honor, reaching for the sky.
Rohan James, you're the
light in our eyes.
They call you a good police, and the title is true. Accredited the badge in the red and the blue. Is more than the uniform or the boots on your feet. It's the heart that you carry when you walk on the street.
Hard work is your anthem, integrity's your shield. The harvest is coming from the seeds in the field. Your co-workers the ones that wish you well, see it. The strength in your hand.
A true son of glory, a pride shadows grow long. Remember the rhythm, remember this song. A seed never doubts what is destined to be. It fights through the dark to become a great tree.
So stand in your purpose, keep the vision inside. The world needs your wisdom. The world needs your light.
And if I don't make it to see the end, always remember you are respected and highly valued, my friend. Let these words be the comfort when the road gets tough. Knowing your best will always be enough. Carry this message wherever you go, to the highs of the mountain and the valleys below.
You're a seed in the soil, so don't you worry.
Blessed is the fruit of your labor and toil.
No matter the weather, no matter the rain.
A seed only grows through the pressure and pain. You're gonna rise up, let the branches unfold. A story of greatness that's yet to be told.
Rooted in honor, reaching for the sky.
Rohan James, you're the light
Light in our eyes.
top boss, energy steady and true. The nation is grateful for a man like you.
No matter what they say, no matter what they do.
The power of the growth is already in you. Grow on,
Rohan,
let the wisdom flow.
you're a seed of the kingdom.
Watch you grow.
Watch you grow.
Easy. We alone
Yeah.
somewhere in the place. Hey, my phone light up, you know, the place light up. The phone look here. Hey, Patrick, big up yourself. Me see I said, but look here, me all get to me name, but I want to play the vice note, them, you know. Big up Chairman James, Rohan James. Yeah, wicked. Big up Chairman James. I pay pull up in but me never want to pull it up yet. But I get some serious thing on you. I don't want to pull up my tune. But I want to put me in my studio mood, you know. But we're on that, so now, me in a warm mood. So me no want to put me in my whole line. Me no want to pull it up yet. See him? Yeah, man. What we have Chairman Rohan James on here, so. Them man talk like we sell from here. So them man that transport.
Yeah.
Real police. We not talk the carbon like Modela. By the way, never think with the one Modela, you know. Modela from one a big mama. I think them what them call it? OC name, what name? Dennis. So I think original name of Modela. You know him? From one a ocean wide. You know, say him attack the paper. Him green till him can't green no more. But never deal with that. Welcome, Corporal James. How you doing, sir?
Blessings and respect and manners in every aspect of it. Sir Melting Pot, to the listeners,
Salute to
I
you, sir.
salute you. And to my colleagues that did that wonderful rendition in salute, hats off and respect every time. And that is why I will continue to stand as a vanguard against injustice and stand up for your well-being, welfare, irrespective of how it is that the management and government seeks to paint me in the picture of evil. But I know what good is, and I will continue to rebel with a cause.
The first, before I ask you anything, I want to show you something, right? Because the police, the leadership, they put up this. I put it on my screen, people. I move this and put up this on my screen. I'm going to move this, right? I'm going to move the song, yeah? I'm going to put up this on my screen. Hold on. Put it up on my screen. Hold on. I'll put up this on my screen. So this is the Jamaica Constabulary Force, right? And people, if someone put it up on my screen, let me just read what them say yes, so. But me, I wonder why you not take up back full duty, because them not find nothing wrong with you, and yes, them still a fight. Me can't understand this, because the letter here, let me see something here, so. Right? This letter, let me just run through something fast with the letter here. Right? The letter here clear you completely, you know. And say you don't do nothing wrong because
No,
you see something else.
let me correct you, Sir Alonso.
Yes.
Of course, the High Command would have issued i- information or divulge information to the public to say that I was at a political meeting
Yes.
having reported sick.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want you to bold that so that the public can see how deceptive and fallacious and how lie the High Command is.
Yeah.
This is a letter not penned by me, but was penned from the High Command, bringing closure to a matter that they accused me of and was not able to pursue. And it was not even what they painted in the public's domain that I was accused of. I was accused of malingering.
Yes. Malingering. Breach of section 9.11 of the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
And so it begs the question how incompetent, inept, and irresponsible the High Command is when they divulge information relating to my personal file, which is properly protected under the Data Protection Act. And of course, attorneys would have requested of them to publish or to make available information regarding the said file, the said information, for which they would have written and denied access. However, this was a letter obtained back as far as 2016.
Mm-hmm.
I did not initiate a closure. It is the High Command that did. And I just want to say to the public that though I may have attended a school on Coke Drive, I'm not a cokehead. I'm a stable anchor when I'm prepared to drive a wheel. And as far as I'm concerned, the interests of this country and the nation at large and future generation, I hold dear to my heart, will never compromise.
Mm. All right. Let me go into this because they said it closed the matter. This matter is now closed. But them after them accuse you, send this to some ocean-wide radio station. I mean, hear them accuse you about it now. And believe me, that's supposed to face some real lawsuit, my brother. Because them disclose some things and them tell like, a matter of fact, me did see them put up a picture with your head, pan a body with watch for right hand. That was you, sir.
I remain silent because I know that I will allow due process and the court to act diligently on my behalf. But it is important in the scheme of things that I'm seeing some things that it really stir me to do this call. And it cannot be a case where I sit back and allow injustice to prevail. When it comes on to the fact that we have a government that continues to play around with the welfare and the well-being of the men and women of the constabulary force. And since it is that the police federation seems to be impotent, having been jolted by my absence, it is imperative that because of my interaction on a day-to-day basis with my colleagues, that I seek to address a few issues that they have brought to my attention and use this medium to communicate same for everybody to understand and have a great appreciation as to what is happening and the pretty picture that has been painted so that you can address the fallacies, the lies, and the hoodwinking that is taking place. Enough is enough. You
Right.
cannot have persons who are working hard and you have a government telling those persons, the men and women, the rank and file cohort, that they are not, the government is unable, so to speak, to pay them a salary increase because of Melissa. When the Prime Minister and his cabinet colleagues have all ranched up a 300% increase, and the police officers were paid a mere 20% increase tax. So it is less than 20% they would have actually obtained. The fact of the matter is, I've seen a number of members. In matter of fact, I went to the court to support my other colleague today. And in the precincts of the court, and upon leaving, and in my sojourn, the complaints were numerous. And it begs the question, how is it that a federation can actually tell its membership that the government is unable to pay a salary increase because of a Melissa, when we know that this is the same government that brags and boasts about its fiduciary standing and that the kitty and the country is doing well, when they know that we have an impotent economy, but yet still you expect the men and women of the rank and file cohort to continue to give human service without being properly compensated, cognizant of the risk associated and the battering, the disrespect that they have to face, as well as the accusation and the legal responsibilities that they have to face, even to the point where they have to find legal fees at some juncture. If accused, they are left on their own. And I hasten to say that this does not only affect the serving members. You have a number of persons who have retired, and to date it is embarrassing the least that these persons have not gotten a single dollar. And I want to say this to the minister and the permanent secretary and the commissioner of police. The persons at the ministry auditing department who are demanding monies to fast track people's file, it's corruption.
That is criminal. That is criminal.
It is corruption.
Yes.
The men and women are not to be subjected to exploitation and corruption at the Ministry of National Security. I wish that they would report it and cause those who are doing it to be apprehended and bungled. Corruption have no place, no space in my cabinet.
What you mean?
The other thing that I want to posit again to my colleagues, because I've seen a few things and it is of concern, and the interaction, I want for the government of Jamaica to understand that they are impeding the moral and the zeal of the rank and file cohort. It is not going down well, what has been communicated to them yesterday. I've gotten the WhatsApp messages, I've gotten the calls, and it is a matter of urgency that needs to be addressed. The country's security must not be put in a quagmire. Take responsibility. Lead as leaders. and do not jeopardize the safety and security of our nation. When officers are wrong in their conduct, they are to be held accountable. But when they are to be remunerated, it must be done as I would have heard the Prime Minister says that this referring to incivility. I'm saying that we are living in a civil society, and equity is what I'm demanding for the men and women of the rank and file cohort of the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the district constables too, because they are the most vulnerable in the groups. So I don't want for them to be playing around with the nation's security. You can brag and boast about reduction in crime, but when it comes on to compensation, cut the pussyfoot in. Cut it. Get serious. Let me have then and there for now.
Yes, Rohan.
Yeah, man. And the other thing that I want to say to my colleagues, I've heard the utterances of the Prime Minister and the Minister of National Security. I've also heard the utterances of the Commissioner of Police, and I've taken note. But I'm going to say to my colleagues and urge them not to take any boosting as if you are supplicant and allow yourselves to be found wanting in terms of you not being able to account adequately in the use of deadly force and lethal force. Do not allow yourself to be led by ego. Be judgmental and execute every aspect of your career with the highest level of professionalism. It is that I must hasten to remind you that the public, it is where juries are drawn from. They are going to be your peers that will sit and judge you. Do not allow for anybody. The commissioner holds sole superintendence of the constabulary force. That's where you take your instructions from. Not the Prime Minister, not the Minister of National Security. They deal with policy directions. Do not be judge, jurors, and executioners. Allow for the judiciary and the judicial system to play its role. That is why we have a separation of power.
Good. And please run James, Sir James. If you can remind the police, and we'll remind them, no police cannot give you a directive to take people's life. That is not here.
And you are totally correct.
Yes.
You are totally correct.
These are murder. International.
You are totally correct. And that is why it is important for me to urge my colleagues to recognize that when they are in the dock sitting, they don't see any member of the police high command, political directorate sitting behind them in court supporting them. They are on their own. And what it does disrupts the lives of their families. Their spouse suffers, their children suffers, and it causes distress to their families. So take stock, take heed, take counsel. We cannot have an uncouth and uncaring employer, the government, boosting you to do what is illegal and immoral. Every citizen has the right to life as per the Constitution. The offenses are not committed against you, it's against the state.
Thank you.
Do not allow yourself to be carried away. All right?
That's clear. That's clear. And we see some cases, I want to play one and two of them, like this one. I mean, you're not on it yet. Papa James. Look, I play that one for you. Look, no, just look at this. I can't believe this in a 2025, 26, 2025 and 26. You have police in a this manner because Dr. Crab came out and tell them to shoot and make sure the person dead. Remember, I know, if you go to the again, brother. No two way about it. That's the national security minister. Right? He cannot give a directive to shoot, not even number. Can you imagine? You know, remember, you know, the boss are the people, them are the country, and the citizens are the boss. You know, for them to actually get money, I pay them. You know. They are servants of the people. The same politician them, the same government. Right? And him came out at the first, never hear this in a history. You have in a democratic country, you know, Sir James and Melting Pot. Him come out and say, hey, shoot and make sure on the kill. No, we ain't nobody camera. We now give, listen, him not supposed to even give these directives. These are illegal directives. They are criminals. With the individual front of the ear, me hear one is a self meet maker. Push president or prime minister ever hear speak like that about them citizens. This is not Palestine and Israel, brother. This is a Jamaican citizen, for Christ's sake. It's wrong and it's illegal. Yes, Sir Rohan, but you're taking on that.
And as you are on that, you know, let me hasten to say to my colleagues that we have to conduct ourselves in the manner that befits the imagery and the confidence vested in us. When it is that we sought and obtain the role and responsibilities of being an officer, a constable in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, we took an oath vested to protect the citizens of Jamaica, their lives and properties, and in so doing, there is absolutely no one should impair your judgment in that you allow yourself to be incriminated because of undue influence to commit an unlawful act. Every citizen has the right to make a complaint to the police and for us to do a proper investigation and for due diligence to take its course of action. We are not to allow anybody, minister, prime minister, political representatives, to influence us to commit any atrocity against any of our citizens. We must also remember, you know, that we are trained and we must impact lives not only for today's generation, but for future generation. It's a simple one too. And for those persons who have the academic qualification, I don't want for persons who have a master to behave as if they have a mental disorder, and for those who have a PhD to behave as if they have a permanent head damage. Impact our society, make the quality impact and changes necessary. Stop playing with the people's lives. Stop playing Russian roulette. We are employees. Our masters are those who are contributors to the tax haven. And we cannot be so egotistic that we allow ourselves to be drawn into situation whereas we continue to instigate civil unrest and division in our society. Those who stand up and said enough of this misconduct will not be tolerated, and you are labeled as being criminals, corrupt, and that you have ulterior motive. We are an organization that is built on trust. We are to uphold it. We are to deliver service, unquestionable service to the people, which is uncompromised. And it begs the question as we are on this. If it is that the constabulary force lacks the resources that would enable the police officers to restrain persons when they apprehend them, that I've seen a few resulting in loss of life, which could have been avoided. And if it is that we are so quick to use the deadly force as the first choice of instead of last resort, it cannot. And I'm saying to my colleagues, I'm not being judgmental in relation to what it is that you would have perceived to be an imminent threat, but I'm reminding you of your duty of care to every citizen, and that accountability matters, irrespective of the person, color, class, or creed. Lives are important and they are sacred. The Constitution gives you that ultimate right to life. So we are to treat with it diligently and not to listen to persons who are trying to sway us for political expedience while we create a division and a mistrust and a gap between the police and the citizens of this country.
You know, Sir James, you said something and it's very fundamental, very serious, you know. And I want each member of the force, you know, I'll repeat what Sir James said, very serious, yeah? You know what he said before? Him say, just remember, the jury come from the public. And that can be very dangerous. Because when you're up there, like when you see a police a box from an 80-year-old man just ask a question and think on him to a boxing down. Come on, man. You know, we come from the old school, you know. When we get what in a school, if you don't do your work, you get what in a home if your parents know. And we grew up with belt and tambourine wish. Yes, yeah, the switch and them things. They can we get beaten for things. We not go kids and beat them, but we get beaten for things. I will laugh after that right now and say, you know, this and that when me and the siblings them attack. You understand? So we have come from the old school with the manners and the principle and all kind of things what we said. But you know, obviously these police can take program now, it cannot throw me off. Sir James right. Because if you make the public hate upon you because a politician and then draw the jury from the public, there is no getaway for your getaway, you know. Because most of the time when you think you're here, guilty verdict. But when they draw a man, all right, a man dying in a St. James, but I mean, nephew and them no know. And they pick me for the jury duty. Me not gonna tell you something never dead. I have somebody what me know. But me know one thing that my mind, I want to just make you start because me I can send you away. And that jury, if hey, James, that way just say, you know, me I tell you, you know, them to think about that, you know. The jury come from the public, not from the politician who boots you up. And I tell you, if you're going to do some things where them should get charged for. Yeah, but it come from that is very serious. It's, you understand, Pat? More play something for you and then make Pat come in. More play one thing for you. Look on this. Just look on the police action here and tell me what you see. So look on this.
That's great. God. I can't see nothing. But tell me for that they do. Frankie, come out of us.
Look on this.
That's great. God. I can't see nothing. But tell me for that they do. Frankie, come out of us. Sir, making come out. What do you mean for what? Franklin, come out of us! Jesus.
Much police. Them have him right there, Simon.
Franklin! Jesus Christ!
Now shoot him. Say, man, try shoot him there. Now shoot him. One walk up to her. Look there. No, you think when we see this pleasing to we? The police now do them thing, man. Come on, look here now. Look on.
But give nobody a chance because look for the boy. Never take it.
Right in front of the camera, we have this, you know. Why me I tell you? Eh? Look how far stand to. And you want this and this. And the commissioner of police. Yeah? Look on this. Come on now. Yeah? Look there.
Never gonna say Franklin gun now in on and they put it on him. See that?
You know, when you hear about gunmen and police, I have no problem with that. I not show nothing like that. When I show living murder front of me, you have a man there, you did lock him up because the mother come on TV too, you know, and say them I'm gonna kill him. Listen. And them come and tell him, baby mother, say, listen, you have to go away, you know, because it not go pretty. Them have him to get liar, get him out. Them say, right, you're going to put this, it not work. Them have to let him go. And you go right there, and in video, she's a family come out of fewer. And you just walk up and just hold a man, a human being, and just something like this and carry him. And then the reporter come here, yes, a shootout and thing. Them thing you seen, brother. Yeah.
That is one of the reasons why I fervently believe that police officers must be equipped with body-worn cameras.
Yes.
And from where I sit, it is egregious enough to hear persons who does not possess the requisite competence nor skill set. They are lawmakers seeking to qualify reasons as to why police officers are not to wear body-worn cameras. And I'm saying that in my capacity as former chairman, I was always an advocate that body-worn cameras enables us to, one, justify the means and provide evidentiary material to ease the burden of the investigative bodies, INDICOM, IPROB, in the quest for us to account. At no time I believe that any minister should interfere in the operation of the constabulary force. That is the sole remit of the Commissioner of Police. The minister and the Prime Minister must remember that their remit has to do with policy direction and resources. Operation is for the Commissioner of Police. Over to you, Melton Pat.
Yes, I would just like to expand on your opening segment, you know. And I mean, it was powerful because the content was like a message being given to current policemen and women as it relates to their conduct. Yeah. That they must not be boosted like a supplicant and pushed to do things and then find themselves with them back up against the wall where they're on their own, facing the public as it relates to the jury. Now, in the circumstance of what is happening in Jamaica over the period of time, does the police force have a workshop that, you know, speak to the men and women in the capacity like what you just said in your segment, trying to let them understand fully well the ramification when them find themselves with them back up against the wall where they don't have the people them defending them now, the one who boots them like the can of supplicant. So them on them food. facing a law for action like what we just witnessed? Is there any workshop that, you know, try to instill this type of understanding within the force?
I cannot attest to that. Really and truly, I cannot. Um, because I know in my capacity as chairman in the past, I have expressed upon them that the citizens of this country lives matters, and whatever we do, we must treat them with the utmost of respect and decency in our disposition and execution of our duties. And at no material time, we should allow ourselves to fall prey to unprofessional conduct, albeit. So at the end of the day, I understand that there are persons who are going to, which is less than 2% of the force, I must say, based on the empirical data that has been provided in the past, that has find themselves on the wrong side of infraction, so to speak, against the public. I want to also say to my colleagues that remember, all of us comes from the same society that we expect to impact. We have families in all 14 parishes, and none of us want to have any of our family members being ill-treated and unalive under dubious circumstances. So let the love flow. Let us impact the real change that we should, and let us stand up and fight together for brotherhood and peace. It cannot be done without diligence and creativity.
True.
Let me play one
Look
more
at
thing. Let me play one
look
more
at
thing. Look on this. Look at it and you ask him. One more. Look on that one. Yeah.
Angie, why not incorporate people?
All right. Some of them are handcuffed and him and died. Some can't move. Him end up dead enough. I'm just go down to where I'm dead. Because he never wanted for nothing still in them. Not put see where him end up dead. Yeah. Them have him handcuffed front time, but him end up dead. So now hold my gun and then shoot him. Handcuff. Look at. Look at.
Jano star. Officer Anja here, the man. Anja here. Officer Jano star, me I tell you.
So Jamaica life not value nothing, you know. These things show we have. We police them now do these things, man. Them take notes in too much too. Eh? You could have a man and handcuff him, Sir James. Welcome, brother Byron.
Blessings. Corporal James, big up yourself. Anything part?
Respect, sir. Sir.
All right.
Yes, man. So you could have a man handcuffed like that, and then you end up having to shoot him. When could I do you? Just give me an insight on this, my brother.
Again, it is redound to holding a steady head, a level head, and understanding that when you are out there, you ensure that if you apprehend an individual for whom you have an interest in, you ought to properly restrain that individual. And no matter what antics there is that is being created, there is always an offense on the books to treat with every single action of an individual. So you need not allow yourselves to be carried away that you are going to allow for unnecessary use of force, to include deadly force. It is always incumbent that the officer use a superior judgment. No matter how you are being tried, tested, you are trained, you are exposed. You are exposed to how to ensure that you mitigate against any fallout and to diffuse any tension and to exercise respect and restraint and give due regard to life itself. So these matters, I know that they are under investigation, and I wouldn't want to prejudice what I have seen, but I will allow the investigators to do what is necessary. And in terms of accountability, to hold those who are accountable.
Brother James,
Yes.
I just want to ask something based on the footage that just featured. And I know that you just stated that you really don't want to really deal specifically with the case, but just in terms of what I saw, why was the handcuff placed in front and not behind? And then the other question, right? How often, I mean, as it relates to the method of training, the use of handcuff, are these policemen going through a workshop or some form of, exercise to show them the proper use of handcuff? Because if you notice, the person was handcuffed in front and not behind. Why do you think was that was done?
That was a clear error in judgment. The person ought to be restrained behind, and that would have mitigated against any action, other further action on the part of the police officer, other than to place him in the service unit. It is of significant concern too that some of these units, the police units, are not retrofitted with first aid kits, because I have clamored long and hard for every service unit to be fitted out with. Since it is that they are using us as EMTs or first responders to persons who are injured or maimed, it is important for us to be equipped in that sense. It has not happened. And I often wonder, how long will it take for us as a force to, one, seek to get less lethal devices to include tasers, so that we don't have to use deadly force as first resort or last resort? How long will it take us to be properly equipped with ambulances when going out and plan operations? How long will it take for the force to be properly resourced? I know that persons will in government will say, but we have expended the most. But bear in mind that for over successive years, the force has been defunded. So it is a mere drop in the bucket. Although trending in the right direction, it would require much more investment in capital and resources in the organization, be it the structures, be it training, be it resources for the men and women, you name it, to include the body-worn cameras. It is time for the High Command to cut the excuses, and the government to stop railroad the people's will and to provide the body-worn camera. I can show you mine, because I don't leave it. This is my personal one. I don't leave it. because I believe that it it enables me to capture some information that even if it is that I did not see, I can easily well go back to the recordings and view. So I don't see why it is that, and no matter how you are moving, it is steady, it is firm. So I don't know where the minister gets it from that it will fall off or it will pose a risk to any member in an operation. That's a fallacy. It needs to be debunked.
True.
Thank you for that.
That's true.
So, Sir James, I just want to ask one question as it relates to, when an officer out there and commit a number 3, yeah? When in interview, does they tend to show any form of remorse as to the action that they, exhibited out there?
Yes. Yes. And it can have debilitating effect on that officer that sometimes requires them to be in. They have psychologists and they have psychiatrists, and both services oftentimes may have to intervene to get that officer in a state of mind, because it is not only impacting the officer, but it's also impacting his family based on his conduct or behavioral change from arising from the incident.
I want to ask you something, Brother James. Who was the Commissioner of Police between the period 2012 to 2015?
2012, I know that former Commissioner Owen Ellington was there. Dr. Carl Williams took over shortly thereafter.
Those time, yes.
Okay, so I think it was Dr. Carl Williams. So I'm going to speak in terms of that. So we have Dr. Carl Williams, right? And under Andrew Holness administration, we have Anthony Anderson.
I think where Admiral was there?
Yeah, man. He would have left somewhere about 2010.
2010.
Yes.
So, right. So, as it relates to Andrew Holness administration,
when Lucius came in, Lucius Thomas.
That was before.
Okay.
Okay. So, as it relates to Andrew Holness administration, we have what, 2 or 3 Commissioner of Police? Anthony Anderson.
Yes.
And of course,
Mr. George Quayler.
Huh?
George Quayler. Yes.
Mr. George Quayler too?
Yes.
Yes.
And
Dr. Carl Williams, and now this Commissioner of Police.
And this Commissioner of Police. Okay, so where I'm driving at is the clear contrast between the Commissioner of Police that monitor 2012 to 2015 under Portia Simpson period, where we see that entire period that encompass Portia Simpson administration, that the amount of killings that done by police officers, right, total in the amount of roughly about 600 and something for the total administration. 600 or 700 a little bit, right?
700, 759.
Okay, so yeah, between 2012 to 2015, we have 759 people that police killed. And we see a downward trend going into the ending of Portia Simpson administration. Simply means, from a policy perspective, right, within the Portia Simpson administration, and as it relates to the Commissioner of Police, right, from a policy perspective, you realize that it was on a downward trajectory. Now, the Andrew Holness administration, right, as it relates to police killings, we are seeing, and yet 2026 has not yet completed, and the amount of persons killed was 1,000, how much?
1,650.
1,650. So between the Commissioner of Police and the Portia Simpson administration, in comparison to these three Commissioner of Police and the Andrew Holness administration, we are not seeing a downward trajectory. We have seen police killing, right, partially increased to 200%, right? So I am asking, as it relates to the billions of dollars spent, as it relates to training of de-escalation, as it relates to use of force, right? And as it relates to police strategy, where this seems to be going in terms of after all of that expenditures and all of so-called new training to enhance police training in terms of their skillfulness, in terms of, you know, their communication skills, but all of that money that invested, we are not seeing any improvement. We have seen a 200% increase under these three commissioner of police. So then, from your perspective, to the fact that you have just learned of the statistics, what would you say, right, as it relates to the mission of the Jamaican Constabulary Force?
There is a clear need for revision of operational protocols and engagement, as well as training for the officers, and a general look at the overall cases, the results of what would have transpired leading up to, what can be done differently as an organization when encountering such issues. And I would dare say that the time is now, since it is that there is more resources placed at the feet of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, that much more is expected of the organization.
All right, let me ask you a straightforward question. Based on the political influence, right, as it relates to 2012 to 2015, right, under Portia Simpson political influence, do you believe that the political influence of this time, of this era, Andrew Holness administration, has any influence as it relates to the figures that we are seeing and the increase in 200%, what we're seeing as it relates to police killing? What say you on that?
Despite the transformation, I would hasten to say that that is why I implore my colleagues that professionalism is the hallmark by which they will be judged, and they should not allow any political directorate or any superior to unduly influence them so that they go and take one's life. Underscoring accountability matters, and it is the sole remit of any officer who uses deadly force to account. Nobody else.
And by the way, Andrew Holness just came out after them killed that young lady in Mobile, and him just said, no, you know, officer, them swear for serve, protect the same people and owe people, pay them taxpayers money and owe them and kill people. You know why I fling them under the bus now? We just play it. The man came out and fling all of the police after him, so go meet Jamaica. Yeah? Him come out and wanna fling them under the bus. And you say something very important. Him say something very important, you know, Sir James in the Bible. Yeah. And him say, no, remember, you know, the jury, where it come from? And remember, you know, if me know somebody, and you call me for the jury duty, and me know say the police are walk and kill people. Remember, my judgment plan him it hard. Because no me never why you the judge say no. Them just go and do a plea and remember me I come down with a guilty plea. And enough more jury are gonna do the same thing. Especially them family and friend dead. Because you don't know who them happy. So you're right, Sir James, 100%. It now come from the politician, them who boots them. You're right. You're right. And them to think about that.
You know, Brother James, we have heard rumors. We don't know how truthful that those rumors are. That, as according to allegation, that the Jamaica Constabulary Force have death squads amongst the Jamaican Constabulary Force police officers. Have you heard anything in that sort, or can you give any insight where that is concerned, if that is true or false?
I've heard it in the public domain, but I've not encountered that of a fact. I've heard it in the public domain.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you a direct question now. Some of these killings that you have seen, as it relates to what Lonesome just shown, based on your observation, your training, your experience, and your moral compass, would you define them as extrajudicial killings?
Before you answer, I'm going to play one for you. Just watch this one. We have one follow it up. Watch this one.
7:49 a.m. Pineapple Lane, Bogwalk, St. Catherine. The last time Romario Sterling was seen alive. In this CCTV video, the police are seen talking to the man who was seemingly instructed to kneel.
By the way, you know, the police them said this was a shootout, a beer gun set him on fire and they returned the fire. What?
He was taken outside his premises and then the sound of a gunshot. It's unclear how many members of the security forces were at the scene, but we observed them milling around. By this time, Romario Sterling laid lifeless on the ground. The police report on the incident last Thursday stated that the shooting happened at 8:20 p.m.
That's not what happened. They came here in the morning. They had him here. They can see the video. The time span on the video says 7:49. Already had him here with him hand on him head.
7:49 a.m. or p.m.?
A.m.
It also stated that the deceased man was shot during a confrontation.
No gunshot no come through the zinc. So if him in here, so I shoot after them. Them supposed to stand out the door and shoot after him in here. Right?
The report further said the cops seized a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 8 rounds. Romario's relatives are incensed.
You pretend the man with him hand on him head. So many uno. So many man pretend one man, you know, and he have him hand on his head. I imagine you stoop him down on his knee. For the evidence is there where we see your hand on him shoulder, push him down on him knee. Oh my God. And you look at me and tell me, say, I no baby that you kill. No baby that you take a candy from.
Of concern is the police report on the incident. The family is also questioning why their relative was killed in such a manner.
I imagine, you know, you go at the house, and you knock on the door, and you open the door, right? And surrender to you.
A relative who lives where the incident occurred says the lawmen also entered the house using a flashlight because inside is poorly lit.
On the other video inside, you can literally hear when they come and knock the door. I have that video on the phone. They knock the door, and when you open, you just see the flashlight flashing.
There are no bullet holes or other signs, he says, of a raging gun battle. As for the deceased man's father, he's distraught. He says his son has been living in the area for more than 3 years and insists he has not had any run-ins with the law.
Teacher will tell you, say, in chair, my son sit down at school. No bad reputation for no school. So my son a fight nor nothing. My son go to school till him graduate.
When contacted, the police insist the incident happened in the night and maintain that they were acting in self-defense.
Because the man never walk when I say, hey, let me stop this. Let me stop it. Let me stop it. Let me stop this. Because Jamaica change. And the Andrew Holness. I just boots in, you know. Let me just start come here talk still. It's a boots in. Because them full of, you have agreed police. I'm going to tell you, these are police when you respect 100%. And the one of them Titans, they're Titans too. Can talk straight as is in the wrong corner. And I see him back them up in a funeral. When just tell them, I see crap, them plan for him. You make him answer. But them things are evil. Anyway, Sergeant.
Yeah, man. In the past, I can publicly say that I have lost family members to questionable incidents. But as due process would have had it, I am awaiting the outcome of the appropriate body to conclude its investigation and for the appropriate steps to be taken without prejudice. But it is of concern, it is of significant concern, and it is not only of concern to me who would have had family members who would have lost their lives at the hand of the state, but in my interaction with colleagues, they would have expressed their concerns also. So it has not gone unnoticed to members of the organization.
You know,
The concern looms large.
Yes. Okay. One of
I
the things.
also two last family member because of the same foolishness.
Yeah. One of the things that.
Yes.
One of the things I am so troubling about, Brother James, is the direction where the political leadership is taking the country. And why am I going there?
It is clear. Without you finishing,
yes,
it is clearly irresponsible.
Okay.
For the rhetorics that are being posited, and for our colleagues to allow themselves to fall prey as if they are boosters. Don't let anybody boost you up like supplicant.
Okay, I guess you preempt me on that question, so let me just heal back to Melting Pot or Lonesome.
James, when we look at the overall performance at the GSCF, yeah, to me, I am getting the sense of discipline as it relates to day-to-day procedure. Doesn't seem like the GSCF men, you know, I'm not saying all of them, but 4 of these young policemen that being recruited into the GSCF, they're not carrying out the portfolio of the job description. It is lacking in discipline because I've seen where these young policemen, them step on taxman neck, have him a grub foot on him neck, and inhumane boxing people using derogative terms of language to people older than them, and you know, it just shows a lack of discipline. And it cannot be the order of the day, because the fact that I have been, you know, told that it's now Israel's counterpart who are doing the actual training at Twickenham Park with these young police officers. So it seems like we need to go back to the tried and proven days when Jamaican used to train Jamaican to become policemen. What you
I'm out of the loop for almost 3 years now. But what I can say is that accountability matters. And when an incident happens, it is incumbent on the commissioner of police and his subordinates to take the appropriate step for accounting purposes. And where persons are culpable, for the appropriate steps to be taken to place such individual before whether an internal tribunal or the criminal court. But the public ought to be kept in the loop as to actions taken. And I believe that we ought to now see community-based policing as not only a name, but we ought to make it very inclusive and participatory if we are going to build that trust and confidence. I've always said that I support proximity policing and community-based policing. So it is something that I trust upon the High Command for more of that to be done, because we ought to be making significant headways. But if you ask me, there are impediments, and we cannot allow for the public's perception to languish without putting a resolution to it, and for us to ensure that the public is appeased in terms of how we deliver service to them.
Is there any focus? Is there any focus, solid focus, as it relates to the mission of the police, right? Who want to interact with the community and have a relationship with the community, that the mission is community policing, having to see in terms of how these policemen are tired, balaclava up to their face, identity is just totally, not obvious and transparent. So I am asking, what is really the mission when it comes to community policing, for the essence to drive the sense that, the police and the community can coexist, they can, communicate, and they can reach to the level where people trust them again? What is the focus where that is?
I believe that there should be a concerted effort to remove these balaclavas in the execution of our duties, because similarly to how the police have their safety concern, the public is equally concerned about their safety and requires one to be able to identify an individual if an act is perpetrated against him or her. So I believe that it is something that the High Command must address expeditiously.
Thank you.
And it must be that we bring a semblance of respect to that level of service, that we can't allow the fear-mongering to continue any longer. The body-worn cameras is needed, and it must be that it must be instituted without delay.
Former Police Commissioner Rear Admiral R.D. Lewin. Let me just touch about this. Let me see if we can see it first.
One of the best commissioner of police.
Accused the government of crippling investigation into fatal police shooting by repeatedly delaying a full deployment of body-worn cameras during risk operations. See that? Come on, now today, paper thing, today.
It's only a pity he did not serve longer. The force would have benefited from some significant changes that he had conceptualized, because he wasn't afraid to hold persons accountable.
That's good. That's good.
Yes. But what did I say about this commissioner now and the head up? I mean, no use a man me ask a question, because you really man, the foolishness. To them work what them do, because me them come out and trace all human rights group. And the first member your police attack human rights group in the world, in Jamaica. You're taking that.
It is of concern. It is of significant concern. I've never, as I said before, I've never seen any previous administration, police high command administration, pushing back against the public in the manner that it is being done now. So much so that I've seen even messages going out imploring persons to push back on social media
I want to show you
against
that is.
criticism.
I want to show you one. You just say it. And Byron, read
Yes.
this one and I'm going to believe it. But let me show you one. Sir James just said, I'm going to show you one message where come out just now. Just now. You know, I'm going to believe who said this neither. Look at this one, Byron. And melting pot. Let me show them one. Just look on the name in the people. And I want to read this. Look on the name up there. Wow. Look on the name who push out this just now. And in my boots that will show you in my politician. You see the name?
Yes.
Magla, man.
Brooks Dennis.
Dennis Brooks. A Magla, you know.
And look where it says, read that fast part.
Good morning, CP leaders, colleagues, all. I'm not sure how many people have seen this from the Gleaner. For those who read or listen to the commissioner column, it should be clear that this is a complete misrepresentation of what was presented. If there was any doubt about whether there is an agenda on the part of this media house against the JCF in general and the CP in particular, that must now be gone. I felt compelled to respond to it, knowing that I would be subjected to hours of social media abuse. If there is anyone who feel it necessary to push back against this clear and present attack on everything we have sought to build, I would encourage you to flood this post with our narrative and our story.
So this guy, when he's not a police, gets seen as soup. That are the guy when you're Modela from over Big Mama, you know. Seen as soup and attack the Gleaner. You can't believe this? If they can see me, you know, a man in time I get 2 pay, you know. He might get money, free money. This is the criminality. Andrew them put him in there. I get soup, seen as soup here, next to assistant commissioner, right? Millions him I get, and a muggle. And now, he might encourage them, say him, everybody are going to curse him. So him not going to do it, but he might tell them to carry it and spread them story because Gleaner against the police. Yeah, this is what him doing. You can't believe that him them have him as a journalist and him a police. You see say anything over Big Mama no good Byron.
Yeah, but since you said that way, hold on, since you said that way, in terms of Modela, right, working at CVM, let me ask Brother James, is moonlighting an offense under the Jamaica Constabulary Force Act?
It is an offense because it somehow it has been regularized as not moonlighting. It has been brought under extra work program, so to speak. So permission has to be sought and granted. So I don't know where that stands, but I know that if it is that you are going to be providing service outside of your work, that you are required to obtain permission once it is that it is along a particular line.
So basically, you are saying that moonlighting law or such.
It is no longer considered as moonlighting. As I said, that it was captured thanks to the vision of Rear Admiral Hadley Lewin, that he believes that there was a need to bring some semblance to it, and he would have caused that program to be renamed Extra Work Program outside of your normal core function.
Oh,
Because of something though. For this guy I get SSP, what kind of pay them get? Like maybe 12 million or more per year, over $1 million per month. And this guy up on CVM I work next month like this might get free money. Club and Run James are real police, you know. Absolute police right now, you know. Brethren apps. So in terms of some real police in here, so watch right now, watch me. Big up on the side. I'm not gonna identify the whole of them, I know them I look. But Sir James, I'm supposed to be the commissioner of business. Yeah? I'm from Jamaica a better half. So I give them fight straight. Now, oh, you have this guy, yeah, and him a boots other people for attack the cleaner company. You know? So, you see it? Inspector, what go answer? What go?
Yeah, big up, Sergio, big up.
Respect, bro.
Yeah, we have a look at the office. We can take a look at some of the questions there.
Yeah, oh.
I remember Mr. James have to do be very, we can't even call it politically, okay? Nobody has straight shooter, but you have to understand.
Straight shooter. No, but what me I say now, what me I say to you now, well, Inspector, you and Sir James, but the thing I'm missing up, so on yourself. But what me I say now, this guy Magla, him get SSP quick time. He was a DC first, them take him in as a DC, you know. And then the first Mr. DC jump rank and reach so fast up there. That means them give him some money. And him have to, what Sir James said, him have to seek permission. So them give him permission all this time from CBM. Just for work and then I eat taxpayers' money. And now him a collude against cleaner company. I tell them for rush cleaner, them for flood cleaner because him no want do it because him a get whipping. So I tell them to make we give a spirit story. Are we against them? You know, see the guy evil, brother. You take on this, sir.
Yeah, man, I agree with Mr. James, Mr. Ellington,
Lewin.
Mr. Lewin.
Yes.
Was instrumental in the foresight of when it really relates to extra work program. It was brought. We had some concerns before seeing Mark Shields that is kind of in a hot water about that at the time when Mark Shields basically turned it into a corruption internally. If you wanted to do extra work during his tenure, the program that was set up was that the concern was that if an officer, before anything was put in place, the concern was that if an officer is on duty and they might do extra work, so they're not on official duty, and something should happen, what is his stance at that point in time?
Oh.
You know, you have to be a police officer first and foremost. So it goes straight back to this guy. So it was a concern that, you know, probably other persons, such corrupt people or drug lords and stuff could use police officers to do something. So they wanted it regulated. If you are doing extra work, which is a first world and a world standard, you know, which is accepted worldwide. If you want to do extra work, it's granted, but the organization wouldn't like to do. Oh. So what they did was you submit. There's a thing where you submit your information and request, and they know everything. And once them see you're good and capable or off duty to do the work, they'll grant you. Note, you'll be off duty, most likely on leave, because again, you don't want a man to work 24 hours because you need him on your job. So what I want them to understand what we are saying. So this officer now, SSP, is like him fall in that line.
That me I say. A politician, you know.
You cannot have and that's what we keep on seeing from this administration coming from Anderson.
Yeah.
The man them been doing some stuff what we never seen before.
That's true.
You know, it go against every grain, every fiber of jurisprudence of the police organization.
Oh.
About even you touch on the uniform and the balaclava. Everything is regulated.
In it, yes.
The use of the balaclava as a policy, you know.
Oh.
So anybody can use it, you know. There's actually an internal policy where and when you can use face covers.
But nobody can use it now.
Exactly. So from Andes to come in,
Yes.
uniform change is just a free for all.
Oh.
So with the uniform, you see the other behavior of the law enforcement officers. Renegade step back. Where we are come from. I mean, it's like a runaway train. Because as I say all the time, I know Mr. Blake personally.
Oh.
Conversation we have, you know, I'm disappointed. You can't have an organization such as the JCF coming from where? Mr. Boss there can attest to it. Coming from where we are coming from. We're going to the same institution. Staff college, we do the training. You have officers behaving like this on the roadway.
Because that man is supposed to be like a professional.
Touch on excuse made by the Commissioner Blake about, you know, infrastructures that need to put in place. Mr. Blake was very instrumental in doing some serious stuff when it comes to communications in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, using the radio waves that has been established for years now. Not only that, we can pay for the cloud service. We don't need physical servers.
Oh.
Tesla exists. We can pay for cloud service, so we don't need to have infrastructures. We can pay for a cloud service. I have all of that data backup.
Yes,
you know, so when you hear these people trying to go around, I would say if what the commissioner is doing, and I'll pass it on from here. He's sidestepping the implementation of the body-worn cameras. Because remember, he's the baby of a 43 reduction in murder. And he doesn't want anything else to mess that up.
Oh.
That is his birth. That is the only thing he can champion. So you will not see the body worn camera under his tenor. He might go sidestep it, he might go fight it, he won't implement it.
But that dangerous.
Hold on. You know, Lonesome, what the inspector is saying, right? In terms of everyone who is listening, is really cause for concern. Because what the inspector is speaking about, as it relates to his observation, is the total erosion of discipline within the police force. So since the inspector is pointing out that and highlighting that as it relates to the high level of erosion within the police force, I want to ask the inspector something. What is the source of that erosion, or what is the cause of that erosion? Is it to speak to internal management system as it relates to the Commissioner of Police, or is it a situation where it has now engaged with the political influence, and as such that the political influence being engaged, you have seen the level of erosion as it relates to what you are identifying? Talk to us about that.
All right, from time memorial, the police officer. From time memorial, the police officer does not know why he's at a particular corner. He's told that he has a duty and he's sent on the road to do that duty. The location and time is set by his supervisors, right? And that mandate is set by their managers, and so on and so forth. It comes down from the commissioner. So you will be at a particular road doing a particular spot of work, and really and truly, within your heart and mind, you're doing policing. But what if that is under disguise for you to do something? That probably you're on that corner, and at that corner you're across from a Chinaman store. I say this to say that the erosion of discipline within the organization is not with, or doesn't lie with the men and women of the force. It's with leadership. the tides has been turned from Anderson leadership. The uniform and group psychology has been changed. A couple of years ago, we did not see this type of behavior. This brazen and rampant way police interact with the public. We didn't see, we are serving members. We know that we have been through all of this already. We have been through all of this. All of us are big people. We have seen the changes, right? We talk about the white men that came in, the Shields and Greens and a plethora of other persons that came in. And why they came in? Because there was no confidence in the leadership of the organization. We have been down this road already, you know.
And we are not to allow it to get back to that point.
So let me ask, hold on. Inspector, hold on. So if you have to speak on a scale from 1 to 10, I am speaking directly now to you as it relates to political influence, moving away from the internal system of the police force. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is that in terms of the political influence that aid the erosion of discipline within the force? Speak to us.
All right. Again, it's a big question, right? And I reinforce that men and women, the day-to-day man and woman, they're just like me and you. They're not even, sometimes they not even know. It takes you sometimes 10 years to understand the politics of the organization. Oh. You understand? We're talking about within it.
So Ron James understand it in a can and go after you.
We were all there on that 10 years. Someone all the 20 years and still not realize what's happening.
Yes.
You become myopic or naive to the political stronghold of that organization. What I mean by that, you find that when a political party is in power, operations go to certain sides and certain communities. Certain dons are being started more than certain dons, right? Curfews and SI, certain things are implemented in certain places, right? So back to the question. I would say the stronghold that this prime minister have on the organization, it's so blatant that you have to give probably an 8.
Hold on, Inspector. Hold on, Inspector. Because you giving it 8.
8 or more.
More. Hold on, Inspector. You're giving it an 8 as it relates to observation.
More.
Yes, is now cementing in parallelity with Mark Shields speaking about the police force in such a way, very quite despicable, right? In saying that more than 60% of the police force, right, is corrupt. But under the Andrew Holness administration and the Horace Chang, as it relates to the political hinge on the force, right? With that sort of 8 out of 10 that you are giving it, it speaks in general, right, of the government. Now, this is where I'm going. I want you to understand where I'm going, Inspector. Because we have now seen Andrew Holness, right, put Anthony Anderson as the executive head of NARA. And he would have contributed that as it relates to what he called good performance and good leadership skills.
Corruption.
Hold on, from Anthony Anderson. Yet, let me give you the figures, Inspector. Under Commissioner Anderson, as it relates to 2022, 2023, 24, the murder rate has skyrocketed. Now, as it relates to performance, it is contrary to what the Prime Minister is saying and the justification to make Gugu Gaga or Anthony Anderson, right? Justification to be the head of, Nara. So then let me ask the question. Here it is, that what we know now, as it relates to a very terrible performance from Anthony
Anderson.
Anthony Anderson, right? And the police and the Prime Minister made him CEO in spite of that. I'm going to ask you a direct question. Do you believe that the Prime Minister's personal influence, right, as it relates to wrongdoing and criminality, listen what I'm saying, Inspector, aid to embolden members of the police force to continue down a wrong path and so then drifted from their moral balance? Do you believe that the Prime Minister, particularly, endorsing people for wrongdoing and promoting people for poor performance, do you believe that him, the Prime Minister, of all the other influences, serves to be the primary influence of what we have today as it relates to the amount of killings that we are seeing from the police force and as it relates to extrajudicial killing? What say you? Do you believe that the Prime Minister influence, right, is a primary source of influence as it relates to causation?
Yes. The Prime Minister, and the leader, and that's where I have to put it. Right? The Philippine president that is now at the aid. They didn't go to the commissioner of police.
They go for him.
They go for him.
We need Andrew to go over there.
Because if you have such a high rate, a spike in the killing of young men, Jamaican men, right? Babies. And the people have never stand up and start. People have said, big boss, give us some camera now. And then you say, no, tell look a million. It's a chunk. You tell we, try convince we. Say body cam not needed. After he said that him no want waste no resources. So we shoot him and defended it. Right? And I hear Mr. Chuck in recent time. And this is what we can't understand with these people. I may tell you no panel.
Yeah.
These men of the police force are brighter. You hear Mr. Rohan talk.
Yeah.
These are intelligent, educated, savvy, and quick people. They're not dumb. They're not dumb by any stretch. The leaders of this organization.
Yes.
Right? And you sit and hear a Minister of National Security. Right? This is under Mr. Anderson. Said that shoot to kill. And you will come out and take a different stand and publicate something in your force order to say, this is the reminding the officers that this is not how we operate.
Now we take Sir James and you know if you tell the police member the jury, it come from the public. And remember when you get them upset, remember you definitely are found guilty, you know. When I ask you, remember, are you alone are going to the dock? None of them are going to the dock with you. And you know that. Byron just ask something, I'm going to say something to Sir James now and to you, to Inspector. Now, Byron just ask about Google Gaga people. And Andrew, want to Google Gaga this eye mark. If Google Gaga did have this eye mark, then why last year, the 8th of May, why that mover commissioner were he's so brilliant and send him away? He's just a big ass fool. Me don't know who them try to trick, you know. After them put him and Dr. Club as the worst performing minister and commissioner in the world, he move him and put him up there, so. Yeah. And then I bring him back because of money for rob and garbage. Yeah. That guy never performed. Even that performed, they would have moved him to the first place. They would not move him. And then, you know, embassy what? I'm not an ambassador. You know, Google Gaga no sense. That have no sense. An embassy what? Like you ask a question, embassy. An embassy what? It has served out the time of the administration. So when our next election come now, they recall, depends on who come. For 12 months and then you recall him. And by the way, or it'll be an embassy one. And then you see something out and you apply for that. You don't disrespect the government. You are the ambassador where number one, you're the number one country represent Jamaica. You know the fullest. The whole country. Why you don't apply for a lower thing like Nara? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Andrew sent him, you know. And this Andrew the latest thing ever walk the face of the earth, you know. And ever will be, you know. If I watch you right now, but a true. And by the way, Andrew, Sunday when you send Dash your belly, Kashi says she dash your belly from 19, you know. That means she commit murder, right? Dash your belly athlete foot. When you send her over here Sunday, I talk about the one lonesome in my box, that's so. And melting pot. And I drop it. No, let me tell you something now. Can you imagine that government so reckless? You send she, remember, you know, she a part of the government, you know, she a junior minister, you know, the minister of national security, and a threatened Canadian citizen. And also UK citizen. No, that can be very dangerous kind of reporter now, you know, because I will lie, she's over charged for treason. That means what she has said to me, Byron, God, a death threat that she don't send to me, you know. Eh? No, yeah. Use it against her. That means the government send that threat to me through she. When you see what I say? She said, you would loan some and melt it and pot. She called him pot and call and name over for charge for treason. You cannot send threat to a Canadian citizen, man. Eh? And so Jamaica powerful now, and to a UK citizen melting pot. And so no powerful now. Me never know so much about no, but I have to report them. I have to report them. No, I have to report them to our politician and to our relevant authority, because when you come here, they have to warn you because you threaten me. Yeah, remember me have it, you know. So me I use it against the government. And the government to make a pressure them forward. Because you come here, come threaten me. You're out of order. So can you imagine if you come threaten we know? Can you imagine the Jamaican them down the way you do to them? It's a dictator country where you say that, Mr. James.
You see, we as a society have to underscore the need to immerse ourselves as professionals. And as leaders, we have to lead by example. And no wonder why it is that our society, our youths are seeking to emulate the very conduct that some depicts in the parliament and in the public domain. And don't bother believe that these youths are not watching and the youngsters are not watching. Accountability matters, and if we are going to move away from being the sort of violent persona that some of us possess, it must be that it is led by our leaders and those who are elected by the people, entrusted by the people. Having been elected, they are not to fail the people.
You know, when I listen to you just now, Brother James, right? You said something that is pivotally important as it relates to leadership, and that one should lead by justice. Now, let me ask this, and I know that the inspector is hearing me as well. So I am particularly, pointing the question to both of you. So we said, lead by example. And here it is at the political helm. The Prime Minister, statutory declaration, cannot be certified going onward to 4 years. You, Corporal James and the inspector, know the power of the DPP. I am going to just give you an example as it relates to the DPP in St. Lucia. I want you to just hear me out for a while. There were roughly about 7 politicians who had, corrupted themselves, but not at the level as it relates to Andrew Holness. And the DPP, Adlai, decided that he is going to engage the process. The DPP had given them an ultimatum to say, okay, by this time, you're supposed to address this. And if it is not addressed, then my office and my judgment will have to settle the score. Apparently, they didn't. And the DPP stepped in. The DPP published their names, published their wrongdoings, charged them, and have them prosecuted. Let us give a reflection in Jamaica. The Prime Minister, at this point in time, still allow to engage with normal process and normal business of the day. To me, I see that the Prime Minister is interrupting as it relates to how justice need to proceed. The Prime Minister also interfering as it relates to his extended arm and a section of the criminal justice. Let me ask, right? I know Mr. James Stan, right? And Mr. James is quite frank, and police officers like Mr. James and the inspector who are speaking to us, right? Give us vision, give us purpose, and somewhat. These 2 men today demonstrating that you have good policemen in the force who are not siding with the corruption and who are speaking out. And I think, right, as it relates to Corporal Rohan James and the inspector who is online talking to us, giving us hope that we have police in the force who is going to call out the wrong as they see it. Now, let me ask you, Inspector. The Constitution gives the DPP the ultimate prosecutorial power. The DPP can initiate a case anytime to her convenient. And the DPP can close a case. We have seen cases like the Patrick Bailey, cases as it relates to Andrew Holness statutory declaration, and the prolonged, and the justice delayed, justice denied, all of that. Inspector, I'm asking you, as it relates to your experience, your knowledge, sir, do you believe that the DPP can strongly step in and stop all of this? Straightforward question.
All right, my tenure the DPP would have stepped down as a new DPP. Definitely, why sometimes, you know, definitely the power is there. The authority, the legislation, but the political will. Everybody in Jamaica is looking out for themselves, and the country is laid bare. You have officers like Mr. Rohan that we have on the line, that when them try to stand up for the right, is punished. And examples are set. Because his case is rubbish, you know. I will keep on saying it, because we lock up people regular. There's no case. But again, you can always charge somebody, but you can't get a conviction. So I would say the political will there, and I said it about 7 years ago. So we know some of me, they have an argument over it.
Yes.
Holness is not playing checkers. He's running an organization.
Criminal organization. Let me just say it. Yes. Criminal organization.
I want to find the criminality.
Yes.
But I know he's running an organization. He has put his pawns, his knights, his king, his queen in certain positions, and he's playing chess.
In faith.
From the investigative arm of the Jamaica Constitution, he put him friend there. Mocha is a military man. He called back for Anderson.
Military
because
guy.
that money too high for up a normal person running it. Right? Him have Mr. Blake holding off the police investigation, because Mr. Blake good. So anything Mr. happen there, so he has cornered the organized, he has cornered Jamaica. And he has shown us time and time again that if you crawl, you can't win. If you come with something, it won't go anywhere. If you come with something, the only thing we can come with is with votes.
So I'm coming with a criminal organization, yes, no inspector. Because if you corner the place like this, that you know, so them threaten, and you know, me talk straight to you, and you know, he's a man. Well, the one way up here start tight, so we just talk straight. Them threaten Sir James in politics before, you know. Let me just ask him, and you don't. I'm talking about story in my program. Don't Dr. Crab himself threaten you with politics?
Yeah, man, the Minister of National Security, in no uncertain term, tell me to my face, in the presence of other executive members, in a meeting with the minister himself, that he is going to use politics and fight.
Wow.
Any other country that will resign? Any other country that will resign? Coconut crab. And tell me something. Don't you have other member of parliament, James Robertson, let me call the name. Don't him come to you and tell us you hope you learn your lesson?
Yes, man. The 24th of November, 2024, 4:07 p.m. to be exact, at Lady Musgrave Road, the offices of council.
Yeah, man, I feel him can that, man.
And him tell you that if you hope you learn your lesson. Can you imagine politician? I talk to you. we police, you know. And
Yeah.
I tell you, so hope you learn your lesson.
You know the beauty about life, though, Win?
Yes.
And is when you're not daunted by their quest to diminish your character.
Yes.
Because a seed will always grow. And I'm not going to allow any politician with their rhetorics to prevent me or drive me into a state of fear. I don't see the man or woman yet to do that. I'm not seeing it. The work must be done, and until I relinquish that office from serving the people. And I'm not going to allow neither a commissioner of police nor a politician to prevent me from serving the people. It's a youthful, it was a youthful dream, and I will fulfill my purpose and impact changes that I would love to see in my country that future generations will be able to benefit from. And you know what is even more alarming? I see the government speaks about rather putting young men in prison. But ironically, most of the institutions that normally affords the prisoners development has been allowed to run down. You understand?
Yeah.
It has been run down, and in many instances, you can't have people.
1 minute, 1 minute. So mistake.
Yes.
You have to go deal with where you deal with now.
Yeah.
All right. No, say nothing better.
Bless him, brother. Titans, Papa James, and Inspector.
Respect, sir, Mr.
Yeah, man, one love.
All right, sir. Later, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, man.
Yeah, man. I believe that the time has come for that level of investment to be made, because you cannot seek to incarcerate, but you don't seek to rehabilitate. And when the time comes for them to reintegrate in society, they are coming back out worse off than they go in. It cannot be. We have to put the requisite funding and capital investment in our people. We have to show them a different side to life. And we have to afford them the opportunity. There are opportunities galore, but the vision is lacking in maximizing the full potential of our citizenry into production.
That's so true.
Now, Sir James, I would like to ask a question, and very fundamental as it relates to, people living in Jamaica and a whole. Can you state for a fact that there is any Chinese or Indian descendant in our penal institution being locked up?
I'm not known of any.
But that is a big concern then.
Yeah, no, man, yes. But for immigration purposes. Immigration only.
Only for immigration purpose, but we have over 200,000 Chinese living in Jamaica,
Yeah.
And several hundred people from India.
You get some of them off in uttering fraud, that's it, like fraud cases, but very minimal.
Oh.
Like a 1%.
Oh, that's a small thing.
A piece of a percentage.
Oh.
Yes.
But nothing, no crime, nothing, like what Pat said, like what some of them carrying too much fake goods, and I see them rate them sometimes 200 million, and them people not go to prison. These are crime against our people.
Yeah. And I mean, who police these people? Because it don't seem like they're being policed.
They are, in the past, it was CTAC. It has been renamed to SID. No?
To SID. Because them disband CTAC and now come with the next name now. And just take these people and send them all over the place. I don't think the court problem never go like that. Because if you have a system where you have a problem with this, you just disperse and send them all over the place. That will take away the problem.
No. You only shift the problem and put it somewhere else.
All over the
place. Look, I touch one more thing with Sir James, because I don't remember quite frankly if you were still in charge of, the police federation at the time. But I remember there was a deceased police officer who was being buried. and a gun salute was being, constructed. And I know it's supposed to be 21, 3 round of 7. But Anderson commissioned 3 round of 13. How did that go down with the JCF, Sir Rohan James?
That you call commissioner calling the shots, sir. The commissioner calling the shots.
But obviously, it must be playing drop on, because I know when you buy drop, when you dream to police, you buy 13. So I don't know if it's because the policeman in that bury decide to use the number. We go to that drop on cash back 13. But that was laughable and very despicable, and I mean that embarrassment that the GCF in Jamaica, and that man should have lost his job right there and then. Because how can you get something wrong of that magnitude where you know is a 21 gun salute? So it must be 3 rounds of 7, but him constructed 3 rounds of 13. That man is a arsed. And him just demoralize the JCF with such action. And I mean, him could hold on that post if I was in charge. If I was the prime minister, but because him unpicked the prime minister, keep him there. Yeah, and these are the problems that we have in Jamaica. When prime minister is meddling in the country's affairs at the wrong end of the spectrum. Yeah, as a prime minister, you must not be linked to policing. That's out of your jurisdiction. You must get on with the day-to-day running of the country. Yeah, and this is the reason why a good policeman like Sir Rohan James is sitting here having this discussion with us, based on the fact that the government is so politicized and want to merge politics within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. That they put you an interdiction because you said the right thing, but what you said was, denouncing the government at the time. Yeah, and you could see crap and Google Gaga. Yeah, they were the one who were taking the notes of what you were saying. And I know for a fact that Crab is the man that make you find yourself in the position that you is today an interdiction. Because it seems like him have a vendetta against you in that regard. Yeah, and as you rightly point out, he makes certain remarks to you in regard to your job. We have to move Jamaica, government official away from the police force. We need to get that balance right. Because I'm just supposed to get locked up, by any constable in Jamaica, from him break the line. All politicians. But what him do? Him put himself amongst them and call himself them boss when he's not the boss, the police, them commissioner, charge the police, not him or crap.
He might try to criminalize. I'm matter of fact, let me ask them police or something, Pat. Both of them. In the history of the country, you ever see a prime minister go around, go station to station and I ask, can you give me an update now how much people murder son, how much this? You ever see, because this, the man overstepping bound now in people, and it's not supposed to happen. You never say anything like this before?
In my 31 years, 30 going into 32, it is the first I'm seeing a prime minister doing all of that. And I would have served under the stewardship of Mr. Patterson, Mr. Simpson Miller, Mr. Golden, Bruce Golden.
Yes, and another
Yeah.
one. Yes.
Yes.
This is what the man do, align himself. And the next thing I want to ask, why is it that real greed? Because him a mingling and something I try to let go real greed, Why is it dream case can't done?
Willpower. It goes back to the prosecution and the office of the Director of Public Prosecution.
Oh.
So will and willpower.
Oh.
And the lot thereof.
But it's only a matter of time before we get to the bottom of this. crisis and get it solved, you know. Because we have too much cases piled up in front of the justice system, over 3,000 cases. Some of them cut and dry. Don't need no investigation. Like in the case of Bailey and all them things where we see. Even it's young man Franklin in a St. Thomas, where you see them go there. So much of them give about 5 shots. Those are cut and dry cases. So the problem we have in Jamaica right now is that there is no accountability coming from the top. Yeah. Andrew empowers, and the no commissioner does not the sense of exercise his own power. He's taking from the two Andrew and Horace Chang. He's not a commissioner, and I think him should go like tomorrow. Because commissioner, I know you are here to serve the citizen, not the politician. Well, this current commissioner is serving the politician and neglecting the citizen. And we have a problem with that. Yeah, because right in front of me now, me look on a real solid commissioner, you know, in Sir Rohan. Given the privilege to be in that seat, I know Jamaica policing would have excelled along the way, not decline into the state of disrepair as it is right now because of leadership, lack of leadership. When you have a commissioner who is being, you know, put in the bracket of having affiliated people of, you know, unreputable proportion, wearing Rolex watch, value $8 million Jamaican dollars. Unbelievable. Not only him alone, him squad around him, several young cop around him were seen brandishing the same Rolex watch. And we have the students, you know, and them things are wrong. In breach other rules and regulation within the GSCF, because I know as the man in charge of the police force, your standard of life supposed to be exemplary. You're not supposed to be seen with the next man's wife down in a wheelchair crash the state vehicle. And I tell lie. That alone, he would have lose his job anywhere else in the world. So it's the accountability side of things that is mashing up the force in Jamaica, where you have the commissioner. It's like him will answer to two people. The Prime Minister and Crab. Him don't answer to the wider society. When it's the wider society, he is in charge of. He and his men and women. You understand? So the problem is leadership. We have to get rid of Andrew and Crab and them people out of politics in Jamaica. Them fina bangle. Remember, Sir Crab is a known gang activist, you know, of a gang named Stone Crusher. Him in a Wikipedia. Oh, you have them man there serve as Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security when him can't travel. Him can't go overseas, go listen to any farmer symposium as it relates to security, whether regional or international, you know. He cannot participate along that line. Or you have him there collect taxpayers' money and then now I use him power and him influence to interdict a man like Sir Rohan James. Because Crab instigate that, you know. A Crab instigate it.
Let me say something to you, though.
Sir Rohan James.
And Pat, let me say something to you. You know, man, like Rohan James statue, where them man have straight, you know, if them did have something for Rohan James, you know, people. Him that sing long time, you know. Them that run out with chain where them can do. Them that run out with ganja, them that run out with that kind of thing because they go to ocean wide. You know what them run out with? Say him a politician and them see me now. Where did they surgeon? Them say that.
I don't even recall where they say I was, you know, because I am not giving any miscreants any time of day or energy.
Yeah.
True.
But imagine, them couldn't say you there. Them can't mix up with no drugs. Them can't mix up with nothing. So them come and say, oh, I'm a politician. Like you never done a free for vote.
Remember, I attended one of the best high school in Jamaica, you know. The St. Elizabeth Technical High School.
All
Work
right.
and integrity is the motto.
Okay.
All right. So you want police because you them not tie you up in everything, you know. But
Long time, man.
so them go after him now with politics itself. Can you imagine a crowd? A national security, so-called national security minister tell us, I use politics and fight you. Him should have come out, him should have get kicked out long time, you know. You fight a career police. Eh? Him a politician, you know. Because when you go, you're serving, you do around 40 years, some people do like 41. Yeah, because then, you know, yes. So your police to serve, protect and reassure. A man want to use politics to done you. Because you stand up for the right and you know, bow! And this man front of him no bow none at all, you know. And him
No.
is. So them gang up on him. We the people them we cannot allow this when you have good police. We make them fling them and push out some guy with balaclava. I be a criminal them put on the force from the other day too, you know. And them friend pick them, you know, walk and kill gunman. When I look for some of the gunman, them gone in the force. Most of them come with them constituency too, by the way. A lot of them know. So them can program them. And that them do, you know. So what them do is destroy the force to please themselves. And attack good police, real police. Them are try to push out. And it's not going to work. You see me, I suspect.
Yeah, man, but that's why for recite for the group mission statement.
Yes.
Jamaica Constabulary Force. It states the mission statement of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, is to serve, protect, and reassure. And them couldn't stop it this enough. But them continue with courtesy, integrity, respect for the rights of all.
Okay.
Jamaica, are Jamaica police officers living up to this right? Is the government allowing them to live up to this right? The officer that you see in front of you, right? Have they breached this his right?
Yes.
For political tendencies,
yes,
or amplifications? And I would say yes. Read it again. To serve, protect, and reassure. They could have stopped it there, so them come back and them might tell you how you feel with courtesy. Good morning, sir. How you doing? How can I assist?
Did I get that?
It never come back and say uptown people. It never come and say politician. It never say white Indian chief. It said everybody. With himself. Man, we might say something we're grinding the wrong way in a boxing them face. Let me tell you, if I was commissioner, man, and them are gonna laugh and say, yeah, you're not there. You see, all these videos should be investigated internally. All these videos that are on the internet. But again, Sabli now to take it up because him have a sub 40% murder rate. Him live off of. And I'll say this to Jamaica. My stance with suppression, I like it. I like when murder rate is reduced. But not the problem. Congratulations, yes. My concern is that where are the firearms? My concern is where the wanted men. My concern is where the drugs. My concern is where is the money, the cash. We have a poker. A long time in the year poker used. We have a quote unquote mocha, quote unquote FBI Jamaica. What are they doing?
Good question.
My concern is that you are not only making gunmen fearful, you're making the entire populace fearful that their human rights will be breached, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they will be shot and nothing comes out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they'll be abused by the powers if they speak out, they don't like something. That is what you're doing. We have moved away from that for years now. And you have allowed, Mr. Andrew Holness has allowed a military man to come and put these things back in place. And remember, we keep on going on this cycle where they have to inject new people into the organization to fix it. And these are the reasons why. And I want to see JDF members should never lead the organization again. Never. I don't want legislation be put in place that if you serve 10 years, at some point in time in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, you should never even can submit your application for Commissioner of Police.
True.
Because you don't have the tacit knowledge, you don't understand the purpose of the organization. It's not a military.
Yes.
It's not a military, it's a police force. They need law and order.
Hold on there, don't move. You said something very important. I mean, I put it at 22. Because when you do that now, even 25, we know, say, you have some man now where turn them are more mature. Because Sir James that qualify because in the 31, enough more money that qualify. So you put out for turn a commissioner now, you put them at something there so them can come with a guy from outside. You know, to come have them push them friend. Because them just look how them push a man and turn senior police over real police. And him and a police. Him a garbage. That's the Modela. A paying police money. Over enough more police, career police, where in the 30 years, he might get bigger pay than them. Doing nothing but chat.
And listen, let me go back 2 things.
Yes.
Mind you, maybe just stop you. Sorry, wait.
Yes.
Mind you, he's not satisfied with his salary.
No.
Not satisfied with his position.
No.
Because he's burning the candle from 2 sides.
Him getting free taxpayers money.
So you have had the privilege of overpassing so much career officers.
Yes.
Right? You're put in place for a particular purpose. Right? Which again, and I remind the listeners, in the Jamaica Defense Force, when they inject certain expertise, you cannot do certain things. So if they employ a doctor and that doctor becomes a major in the JDF, you will not find that major leading a regiment.
Oh.
Because he's a specialist. Because he was a doctor and it's going to take time to train up a doctor. They'll employ that specific field and give him a promotion.
Oh.
But you will never find
he might lead a regiment.
Major will lead a regiment. Never.
So can you imagine now, you have a SSP now, if you go lead you, I don't know nothing about police. And then they get up every morning 6 o'clock and I do some funny dance and I wind up himself like a go-go to, you know. Come here, have him, I wind up like go-go. I do a kind of modeling thing. Him and Kitty.
He doesn't know the culture of the organization.
Him don't know nothing about the organization, but him a senior soup, I get senior soup here. That man, that guy I draw down millions per year. For nothing, and see my organized against Skinner Company there. You see it? Him a send plat against Skinner Company. Say him now come out because we're going to beat him. And that him say, you know, me just show it.
But when you have a Rohan James to stand up for the rights and I tell police to get paid, 3 years now in the road.
Yes.
Right? This is what we are talking about.
Yes.
And here you have this conversation all the time.
Yeah? Real police. Over 30 years for them belt. And that is here do.
You employ police officers to come in an organization and you ask them to do a particular job. And when them do the job, what them to do?
Yes.
You come around and shaft them this way.
But you may say now, even and every commissioner of them put over there, you know, if they ever for them, you know. That one, I want you know, the one Google too. No, the other day, and Google Gaga. No, the other day, them put him in the police. That Magla, the other day, them put him in the police. Them put him as a DC. And the first Mr. DC I get, him just a jump so. Well, Google Gaga, the news when I'm DC, the soldier, what was a DC? And when you look him turns, him showing soup too. Him jump from there to soup. And them I say, and I like him leave. And sit out for 6 months, you know. Him just go and get a promotion from DC to soup. And see, them do it with Magla too. And the Andrew on it, watch.
A driver in the JDF.
And him going as DC in the JCF. And then jump to soup. He must soup.
Yeah, so there's no respect for the organization. You know,
this is what the man must up.
Allow it to happen.
So me, what we have said with them for put in, I'm going to ask Sir James, you over 30, well, I got 32 years now. And it's so bad that them man come see you and I interdict you to, you know, and them man are police, and not more police are politicians, them, you know. They are politicians.
If you ask me, we in Melting Pot and Inspector, what is my take now as to what is happening in the organization, in the echelon of the JCF? It is the most political I've ever seen it. And it is so blatant. It is in your face. And so much so that you have even senior officers and rank and file members openly telling you of their alliances. Yes, openly. And they are not afraid to tell you when they are going to get their other promotion because of their association and alignment, not by competence. Not by competence.
No, that becomes a big problem. Big problem, because no merit is being sought of in giving these promotion. You know, you can't just promote a guy because of his affiliation where politics is concerned, you know. In the job description, him have to gain the merit to be promoted. You understand? Him have to put in the work. Him have to also carry a high level of respect amongst fellow colleagues, because you give him a leadership role now, you know. Yeah, where him now have to utilize amongst the fellow workers them around him, you know. Exhibit good quality within the job description. Yeah, just like discipline. Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, it starts from somewhere, you know. Yeah, in most cases, growing up, it starts from your home. But when you becomes an adult and you're outside of your home into your work environment, you also have to exhibit that, because that is how you're going to get the thing function properly. So this politics into the policing thing, you know, you're being promoted because you're greener than morass. If you stop, yeah, this is why we have Magla. I get to over 12 million and I'm not qualified. This is why you have all different aspects of corruption now within both the JDF and the JCF. Because all of the man them know where Andrew a ring fence round them, you know. They are coming from the JDF.
Melting Pot, 1 second. Let me say this without any fear of contradiction. The removal of both chairmen from the Federation and the POA is an attempt to railroad representation for the welfare of the men and women of the constabulary force, and a political undertoning underhand to dismantle effective representation and to thwart the membership's bid to get a reasonable salary. Yes, that is the quest.
And that a corruption, straight corruption. Because if you have personal within, yeah, a society or a group of people who are, qualified to take this group of people or this agency to a higher level in terms of their professionalism within the job description. Those are the people you need. You can't just go take a man because him agreeing and say, yes, you control this, run this. Him not no qualification. Magla no have anything in a police in them give him all senior strategists. Me never hear all them abbreviation they attached to nothing within the police force. Senior
but to
you
the
want
Strategize. Yes.
You can take and listen and make him in a commission. And then you can't put anybody anyway.
Because the stupidest guy that never seen in the world.
Remember,
Yes.
in the history of the organization, there's never been a commissioner that has got the funding, the backing from the Jamaica Defense Force, right? And the backing from Parliament. Like, and it's never in the history of people, commissioner dream of that support. And with that support, he still led us to where we are now.
a failure, man. Big failure. Google Gaga Anderson. Big failure. Because number one, him lack him lack communication skill, Him can't speak. Even if he speak to him own counterpart, the men them where him represent, him can't speak. Him can't talk to the media, him can't talk to international counterpart. Him just dumb as a rock. But him get a big job and yet they know him get the most funding. But have we seen the benefit of the funding where him get? No, because him get it, but it go back to who give him. I saw the country I run now. When them unpick people, get certain privilege, it have to pass on back to who hand it out to them. That's how them are run the country on a mafia scheme. Because we know Google Gaga no qualify for commissioner. So if you hear Andrew say I get 18 million, which he was getting at the time, Andrew get back some of that. I saw the place around. Because Google Gaga don't value 18 million, in a no job description. Yeah? And the money that too much for him at the time when he can't speak to save his life. So Andrew get back a portion of that. That's how Andrew around the country, That's why Andrew have unexplained wealth. Yeah? Because him give it and him take it back.
For the money thing, he was serving as advisor to the PM. And there was a contract in play. So I can tell you that money was paid up to him for him to become a commissioner of police. So although he didn't finish his term, they had to pay him up for his tenure based on the contract agreement they had in place.
And that should not be, Inspector, because there's no way you're going to give a man a contract, in that regard. No, you give him a job. And he have to do his job well. So you can't give him a contract where you sign up to. And if him perform or underperform, when you sack him, you have to pay him the amount of money. A criminality.
And that's the concern we have. Him being placed where he's going to be placed now. At a post where we have so much monies.
Over $1 trillion.
That he will be governing. And the only man him have to report to is his friend, Andrew Holness.
Well, I hear some relatives, hear them a cousin.
May God help us.
Yeah. But we know the guy
Melting,
qualify.
melting pot.
Him, him
My
not qualify.
battery are run dead, you know. So
The battery are run dead.
yeah. So it will shut down in a minute now.
Big up,
All
sir.
right.
All right.
Um,
Take care. All
yes.
right. All the best to the listeners. Catch you on the rebound.
All right. Nice having you inside the studio, Sir Rohan
Blessings,
James.
bro. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So we could continue the people business right, you know. Yeah. The fact of the matter, say it's just pure political trump card a play with taxpayers' money going down the drain because here it is, Google Gaga, yeah, leave him post but him get paid because contract signed. You can't sign contract for Google Gaga. Google Gaga not qualify, him no work, the country no benefit from him tenure as commissioner. The crime did escalate and continue to escalate. Several unsolved problems as it relates to drugs trafficking. Yeah, where him, privy to the whole investigation line. And him just leave like that.
State
Or
of
take up
emergency.
and back and do all work. Where him not qualify for either. It bad, man. It bad. Jamaica taxpayers are suffering, And it just the hierarchy.
State of emergency, the rampant unconstitutional state of emergency that he enforced upon the people.
Right.
You know.
Breaching the people constitutional right. Yeah. Sir Mark G didn't have to come out and talk to them on that. Yeah, because it never seemed like them out to stop all of these Zozo and state of emergency, and disaster risk management act with them coming, Because all them do is duplicate them,
So I want
Yeah?
the people to not forget who we are introduced back into the fold. That is the Anderson that is coming back. So when we have mentioned these things, we just refresh the memory of a man,
Right.
who is on the beck and call of the Prime Minister, and his friends, his political friends. When we say political friends, remember a lot of money was spent on building police stations. Where those material came from? Who got those contracts?
All right. Serious question, who get them contract there? And enough of them not build proper, Because police station bill will flood out immediately the first rain will come.
Okay. So let's call back a man where have all of them network and know who we get the contracts, them and where we get the material. And let's call back a man. He said jump, him say, oh hi boss.
True. And you connect up some good point because remember, Anara Google Gaga go to, we are going to do some of them things. But Google Gaga don't have no civil engineering certificate for him in that position there. Him have to have civil engineering. Because remember, Nara designed to build, Him not have that scope there. But what him have is the knowledge where you just said. Where to get the material, who for contact and all these things. Him have the corruption side of things. And that Andrew bring him back for, to implement back the corruption ring.
Yeah, because we don't have to go over because he know who forget what. He know the people. So we don't have to go over that again. So you
right.
From United States, as Wayne said, which man would have left from United States when you are living in our palace?
Right.
Come back to Jamaica.
Diplomatic style of liberty as an ambassador. When you come back to take up Nara, beg us to believe. But you see, until we can, address the problem in Jamaica as it relates to justice side of things, the accountable side of the justice, yeah, where people in charge of justice have to give an update as it relates to the state of affairs. Because I see something going on in Jamaica, And although it a baffle me, there was a young man who was in the custody of an attorney at lawyer. But him disappear, nobody not find him all now. And the day of court, him disappear. But from the outset, that did look suspicious because that individual couldn't have two lawyers at the time. Two apex lawyer him have. Yeah, I deal with. Anyhow, one of them take him into town, because him come from over Portland. People know the story. But him gone missing. And we don't hear nothing more about it. We don't hear him, being mentioned as a missing person. Or them tell us them find him body or nothing. That can't happen, man. That look bad. In the presence of a lawyer, you're missing. We don't hear from the mother. She not concerned about her son. We're gone missing. You see too much of these little hanky-panky game are playing at Jamaica. And that is why the country is now in the grip of some civil society people. Not just Andrew Holness. You have a lot of civil society people who are helping to bring Jamaica to its knee by underperforming, underscoring, the job description where them have. But yet still them up on high salary, extremely high salary, because them get raised up here with the high percentage. People's salary move from 4 million to 12 million. Now, if that's not buttering up the thing, I don't know what is butter. Because none of them people now go against the government, because the government at them give them high increase.
I remember when the man tell you, the man say, we are raising it because we want to, and I don't think when we raise it, we're not going to hold them accountable. And you are the most, but are you want?
Definitely.
Accountable, the same man who sell it. And we can't get you accountable.
Yeah. It's bad, man. It's bad.
So, but this PM gets so much passes as it relates to corruption, things that he has done. And they come out and blatantly tell the public that he's a liar. And then you would know it's a liar and a far from a thief.
No, liar and thief walk together, man. Yeah? And when you find with this guy now, Inspector, this guy, him not care who him tell a lie to and where and when, Him just lie. Pathological liar. Yeah? And him like to spin thing. Yeah? To convince the general public to believe in him. I will catch him several times I do these things.
Several times. The man, remember the man, Melvin Palace, the man going out the bank, I try to purchase a house. And somewhere, somehow, the house where the man are purchasing is the collateral for the loan. How he get that?
That me want to know.
If you purchase a house, the house might try to purchase it. So, in a fee position, none at all, And them use the property we might purchase as collateral.
Right.
Yeah. Them come back in a charity.
Because you not purchase it yet, You're about to purchase it, but you use it as collateral.
So this is the Prime Minister, You get some piece, you get people.
Hold on, spec, hold on, him the Prime Minister, man, him a crime minister. Dangerous. Dangerous guy.
Very.
Upon the guy, yeah.
Every time he's been cornered, every time he's been cornered, him go for him friend and put the friend in the post to protect him. I never hear about what the man name the investigative body in Virgin.
That him name Guy Lizard.
Then
Guy Cole.
The man ball.
That time OC name, man. The one who just called. The name Guy Cole. I'm right. I'm a Guy Cole.
Lizard, man.
This kind of friend.
Yeah.
And him do the same thing. Him come and tell you the same thing. So only for people apply. And when this man qualify.
And you say he's not a police, him have no background, him have no
Him not
investigate,
no
him not
background.
lie,
The
him
one
and nothing.
known as a veranda, I see him keep on doing over. Getting friends them, put in a position so him can.
You got him to lie.
Because his reason, organization who just need to find the criminality.
But you respect. If the man come and drop what for me the other day and him go down, him go to St. Elizabeth, go to Black River, and him said somebody give him note. A lady, a old lady, give him note. He send a note to him and I say him to come down quick because the money and this and that. And then him turn around and tell I say I'm friend after. But every time somebody see him and give note, would I give note and say him to come explain. The guy down there on Labor Day and I drop word about him have to be careful with him I say because we using him word against him. No, but hear this. If it's a man who speak truth to power, you know, he's not afraid what you use because you have nothing to use against him, must speak the truth. But him so lie. And the lie this man, I mean know me history good. Yeah, since the creation of the earth till now, and nothing after, nobody now lie like Holness. Him dangerous. Him very, very dangerous. See? Lie and then he move. But him not understanding of me I give him a rope for hang himself because every time I'm talking, I catch it. Because I know tomorrow by 24 hours I'm out. Because him flip-flop, you know. Like, you know, they flip-flop. I try him flip-flop. And it's an inconvenience guy. So when do, him study social science. And when he say you gravitate to, then him give it to you. Be a lie and everything, you know. Dangerous, you know, you see him there, you know. Dangerous. But it's easy to catch. Just separate him like when I separate a car, man. And you want to know what them up to. And if them not up to no good, you know by you separate them. You just separate him by those couple hours. Him go yes, him tell you one thing, him go yes, him tell next by the other day. For 1 week, just listen him out for a week. Him change the stance. It cannot be true. True comes straight. I go all over the place. This is the lightest thing you ever see. Walk 2 foot. The lightest thing, and Holness. Not no lie, so. Very dangerous. And then come and drop in word. And I talk about buckle of the mind. Brother, your prime minister should not use it. That's for sure, people. We don't have no ulterior motive, you know. Yeah, we don't have no ulterior motive. We don't down there struggling now. And I know myself to them and to them, me and pat them and, you know, we know in that. So we don't have no ulterior motive. We are stand up for the poor and needy and the rich and greedy. See? He might try to know. Because from him use the word in a part and inspector, buckle off the mind. A prime minister use me not buckle for nobody mind. That me trick the people them. Can you not even use the word?
Yeah.
Just the word them use, buckle off the mind. I'm going to buckle for the people them mind. And yourself, that me trick the people them, brother. Because they not think of buckle off people mind.
My outsmart the people them.
That man. Yeah?
On a day-to-day basis. You might outsmart the people them on a day-to-day basis. And when you use an outsmart them, lie.
No, that's how we are the space, you know. So to where dissect him lie now, when I tell the people about craft them mind. Me now run no back. Me just speak truth to power. Remember, you know, I know me a pattern or something inspector, you know. I Byron, you know. See? I him say the thing I won't go dissect it, I wouldn't to him.
You dissect him. Yeah, but it come down to battle of the mind. Which mind? Because my mind not going up in the my mind not going to undermine direction, you know, because be a criminality and study, you know. Me not go down that road there.
People don't tell that in a part. Say it's a buckle. Like him say, no listen to them as a buckle of the mind. Why would a buckle for the mind? All we are doing now is a prime minister when it's same field. You want same field? Look at what on the inspector. I'm going to show them something. We get a receipt today. And the same 95, the same in the 90s when I'm born. How much your party now? May I put up something in 1995 when I'm attack, right?
I must about $300 now.
Look on this. Is that, see there? Kingston, 1995. See that? Look on this. One beef patty, $20. When they can use $20 by a patty now, a Coke, $15. Fries,
so you
$12.
Party challenge, you know.
and now go GTT at $7. No, you can't pay this and buy them 3 things. How much of them 3 things now, people? Yeah, $47 under $50. A party right now for more than $300.
See that?
Look there, and not even $20, 300. But him a tell say you're all right, and you better off now. You could have used $40 and buy that and eat. You can't use the same $40 and buy this. Eh? Him a can tell you things and look on that and look on this now. A party. Yeah, yes, brother.
Even for the economy, you know, a total failure. Jamaica in a recession based on
of course.
What the BOJ said.
2 consecutive terms. Yes.
Yes.
Right?
So a recession was, and I remember again, you find people now say the right thing and I protect.
Yes.
Them now say the right thing and I protect this prime minister. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So again, you find people now do the right, cronyism again, you know, nepotism again.
Yes.
It's right across the board. You want to keep the Jamaican people in the dark and literally lie to the people.
Lie to them. You can't do this. Yeah, man. Can't do this. And we know we run out, you know, we have around 10 minutes to knock, you know, time run out quick, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But you know, a guy like Wayne Henry from Planning Institute of Jamaica, I forgot prison, you know.
He forgot prison, man.
Prison, man. A whole heap of problem in cause, you know, in Jamaica, you know, because the Titans, we know the country in a recession. The country did at one point in a depression, worse than recession.
Yeah,
but we know the
current state of
affairs, the country in a recession. Because the country don't rebound from Melissa, you know. It not stand up again, you know. The country still there flat on the back.
Yeah.
Because remember, none of the capital injection we him get, you know. Him not put in the economy to kickstart back the economy, you know. Nobody now benefit from. Look much work that Jamaica right now. And the common Jamaican them now benefit from nothing. From the 28th of October last year. Yeah? Alright, run off a month. The money come in. We should have seen a vibrant economy. We should have seen the workman them out there. Yeah? Participate. That would have kickstart back the economy and spread the wealth right across the length and breadth because the corner shop them a benefit. Everybody a benefit. Because there's an upsurge in work. Yeah? But what him do? Him just keep the economy stagnated. Because him sit down on the whole of the money them, you know. Yeah? And I try bringing him friend Google Gaga, you know, for plan to steal the money. Yeah? But we are making him know, say, Google Gaga appointment, you know, is very controversial to the requirement of NARA and what qualification it takes to head such a department, yeah, as the CEO. Google Gaga don't have the requisite requirement. Him fall well short. Because him not have no communication skill. Him can't relate to the public nor the media. You understand? Number one, him don't have no certified civil engineering certificate. Yeah, him don't know nothing about nothing for go on within NARA. So I'm going to be a failure. As the Andrew Holness said, the job description is to fail. Yeah, no, you don't want a job, you know. We carry a high risk of failure, you know. And you put an ass head in charge of that. You don't have to go for the brightest, but him say Google Gaga outshine all of the candidate them.
Lie again.
From overseas.
Lie again.
And Google what we know a dunce ass head.
Yes.
Out back to them people for the position. Andrew a liar, man. Andrew a serial liar.
We're done it off in a style, because we have around 6 minutes. But hear this now. If Google Gaga, me and Andrew talk about Google Gaga and you know, in qualification, sure. And if Google Gaga go and good in a policing, there is no way you move somebody where I go and good for 1 year and then you take him and put him out there. So Andrew, I hear that, you know. Uncle fool alone him can't go talk to, you know. You move him this up out bad and then put in the killers them to kill off people, Pitney. You remove him, But you know, I'm flapping because you're in about, we know about ISIS. So that talk to him about Uno, you know. I mean, I repeat. So that talk to him about Uno. You and Kubokaga. Right? People are talking about cousin. Him connect to your father, no. Him connect to your mother, no. Uno not cousin. But him know things about you. So you make me leave it there, so. See, and you have him to use him. Okay? You have him to use him. Kind of I said. Remember, as I said, lap-tail, you know. Google. And General Lampire are the same thing. Yeah, and Google too. So him do him say my play this, him now run no country. Him destroy it. You understand? People can't buy food. Tell him to carry the basket out, come show you. Him cannot walk with a basket. You road no fix, hospital destroy. And that man, yeah, and have police I give them directive where him can't give because them forgot. All me need to do, you know. Continue video all these atrocities against the Jamaican people, make me have them. Because the EAG and international bodies, them like see these evidence, like in Africa. I watch that and see them go enough for them in Africa. So the whole of them are use against him. You can't petition them and say, you know, I do this. Them like see the evidence like what we have. So we keep them and gather them. Yeah, I remember, you know, me just see a woman in a UK, me have a summer year so. And from 1975, she must have, when she was like 19, she have a little baby there at 19. The baby there around 78. So you know it's another little bit of years that. 78. Them just charge her. I'm sure that enough years ago. 75, it'll be 51 years. Because them said she abused the child, the baby. And then them charge her from them take her off her plane. Them just charge her. Charge her must 60 odd, 69. Them just charge her. Them send her them charge her last year, them send her to prison. She frightened, you know. Them go and read that a British police and say, you know, you abuse this child and I'm out walking white so. And take her off for the place. She can't believe it. Hey, by the way, that's your belly. The same thing happened to you, you know. Them are going to charge you too. Can you commit murder? That's your belly. Yeah? Running out and talk about you two, you're running up and down, you dash your two belly. And then I come and go like somebody come over here talk about people for charge for treason. And what happened to dash your belly, man? Eh?
Sick in her head, man.
Eh?
Sick in her head. You see it, you know, them things are lunatic.
Yeah.
Andrew told the one of them in a lunatic round him, you know. Because what Andrew do, you know. Andrew make sure him have something for all of them, you know. That's why all of them have to sing for them supper. Because Andrew make sure he incriminate all of them and have something for them. Yeah, because remember, you know, he come out later and they answer she buy her vote, you know.
Yes.
And prison charge that. But she don't even know what she has against herself.
When you come out and talk when she dash her, she's a murderer. Can you imagine when you're 19, you do this and you're 60 and now. You know, it's a big picture that you have baby come turn a doctor or something. Not so evil, man. Eh? You can't talk to me. Go away, man. Struggle with the youth, them, man. Eh?
But she not happy.
You for go, man.
Them youth, they would have valuable to her.
Eh?
Them two pregnancy, they would have valuable to her because she not a picnic.
Of course. Eh?
She only with a young boy.
You get the blessing and that's it, right? Eh? At least that's your belly foot. At the beginning, that's in a dash your belly. All
right.
Murderer. And slaughterer. Go away. Yeah?
You have lesser woman of lesser. You have woman of lesser caliber, lesser stature. We're going at the same circumstance and bring the picnic.
Of course.
Bring the picnic.
That's
them not that shit.
Because them bad thing with them alone. You say them mother and father, them struggle. But them not live so. It have to be something where you say the baby there, but them not do this. Yeah? So
no.
Don't come on here and come give me a chat next time. You're too hard. Yes? And if you charge murder too. If you go away. See? And Andrew, boy, I tell you, I turn up the thing for you, you know. Turn up it!
Yeah, man, time for Andrew in 2026, man. Andrew can't get it from the cooker, from the pressure cooker, yeah. 2026, yeah, man. I'm last year this. I'm last year. Because right now, Andrew can't sleep, you know. Andrew have the Integrity Commission new report next month. And him also have Paul Buchanan thing next month. And me know say him not sleep well. Because him know the pressure where him under, you know. Him can feel it. You see minions them we feel like him untouchable. I telling them to ask Andrew what type of pressure I'm under. He will tell you no. Say I'm under increasing pressure. Because the lies them now are becoming scarce. Yeah? In terms of the word of them can't use. Them can't use anything because we dissect them already, you know. We know about them. Alright, see that? We I saw
That's
Google
why
Gaga bring 70 people apply for the job and Google Gaga
came out and
everything.
no, but it is. I know 70 is 120. And
100 and
85, but then are 35 now apply for the same job and apply for something when I advertise. Me look it up, there was no advertisement.
it never advertised. And to two lies.
Yeah, it was shown about embassy on a website. That is not advertisement. Advertisement the way you go to the newspaper, the print media, digital, and you pay and advertise it that everybody can see it. So not never advertise. That's the lie again. I tell you. I have that on my phone by the way, so I can't change it.
Promote long time make him no a lie, man. I make him no lie because there was no form of, you know, that being advertised. Nobody apply for.
Yes, eh? Him too
And
lie,
to
man.
two lies.
The guy lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see Google Gaga. I throw him through Google Gaga and another bus him get a barrage of beating again, you know.
And by the way, let me cut up something now before we leave, yeah. Google Gaga, if him did so good, like Andrew say, he will never move him. But transformation, and you carry him, send him go put him in a embassy. Remember him in an embassy, that in an embassy war. War. Can't couldn't be an embassy, almost war. Yeah? You understand? So almost embassy war. For 12 months. And you know, say you recall him. So, number one, if Google, you say you know involved. If Google take up himself and go sign that mean him a diss the government. Because you have sent him out there represent Jamaica to the highest level. And him walk off for the job and then you give him a job. And Google bigger fool, so Google beat out 120 people. And him get it worldwide, which don't never advertise. This is how Andrew when it's like. Andrew, let me tell you this. The world intertwined, it's smaller now. Digital footprint that what we can find like books. You understand? So when you come and tell lie, we can look on it. I remember, you know, you can't go tomorrow. It have time stamp and advertise with it. So where you just say, you know, we know it's a lie. Better than enough for a detective when you're down there, you know. You don't know where yet, you know. Remember, we study our body farm. You never know what I talk about. So when me hear some of them attack them foolishness, I mean, with the 40 years ahead of them and more, man. Me not have the time for them and them foolishness around here, you know. No time, you know. Because remember, them can't go around me, you know. And if you call them, what you call about intellectual, now if you cut a piece of fingernail and dash it to them, don't know nothing about intellectual like this one. And then, remember, we run that, say, yeah? Yes. No matter what you move, we run after, yeah?
Weird.
Remember, you know, master teaching can't, you know, mean nothing to me, you know. Knowledge, wisdom and knowledge are the greatest, yeah? All right, good. And critical skill, you don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have no sense. All right.
Yes, the mere fact that Andrew Holness a lie about the whole procedure. Yeah, it tell us say them have an ulterior motive, you know, for Google Gaga work and all right, you know. Why you that lie? And talk said the thing was, you know, was made public. Yeah?
That's a lie.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I'll show you that.
There was no vetting process out there for the applicant them. Yes. Google Gaga is handpicked for the position because Google Gaga done. Google Gaga couldn't compete against 120 odd people, you know. No way. He have to compete against himself. You understand? And the fact that Holness a lie on the appointment and the way it was structured, it tell us say him have an ulterior motive. Why he want Google Gaga in the place. All right, let me see that. Yeah, the security minister Horace Chang also previously said that the JFJ is receiving blood money to operate. How can the police archive, let me see, no, achieve these rehabilitation applications of a person
Yeah.
incarcerated when the politician took 200 to 300% in salary increase for themselves?
Okay. Good thing that question that Patrick. See,
But you see,
as I said before, them are honest, so an idiot, they don't have no sense. Yeah. You understand? Them around here, so an idiot, them not have no name sense. Them for just go away. Yeah, and this how Angela, let me try make I show you my little thing. Let me show you before we knock off. Let me say I can show. All right. See what I'm saying, advertise them. Let me say I can try it up. All right, let me see this. Anjo, let me see wait there. Wait there again. Wait there, let me say let me try it up here, so. Wait there. Hey, send back this from my thing now, brother Nara, this, that. All right, let me see this if I hit this. No, I like that. Well, let me see it. All right, let me see this. Advertisement, okay. All right, let me see if I can show you this. Go about advertisement. No, job board. All right. See the place where him say him have the advertisement, yeah. DevX executive officer job listing is a portal that people portal, and then you also know international diplomatic media, embassy of Jamaica. It cannot be advertisement. So you can have some embassy of Jamaica, even in Washington, where you have embassy was sit in Washington, DC, NARAD career opportunity, PDF. You can have something on the website and say this and see the embassy of Jamaica in Belgium. Opportunity alert post.
Just
This
put up them.
our embassy that to advertise, they put it in a print media.
The portal, man.
And you couldn't have Google Gaga him at the embassy war, and you put it on the website and then him turn on and advertise for it. Nobody never see this. This is not international advertisement.
No.
We now go up on the website. We go up on the website for read anything with Google Flabber. Google Gaga Flabber. Eh? And then I recycle him like him a rubbish. If it's a recycle, if we're going to bin, because
Where Google Wawa Flabber? We call him Google Wawa Flabber.
Yeah, man. Google Gaga Flabber.
Google Gaga Flabber. All right. If they know so when once him come back now space and more beat and more near panty.
Recycle him a garbage. So
hey, you see how Google Gaga Flabber, him forgot prison and steal taxpayers money, you know. The guy know him not qualified for none of job from commissioner to ambassador and now to Google Gaga Flabber in an era. Him not qualified for none of the job them want to give him. Him forgot prison. Him a rob taxpayers money under false pretense. Him fictitious.
And then
him not have no
advertise over them here. That me say before them here. And this hey, Andrew, you don't know somebody. Hey, Andrew, you can't put something on a website and tell me say you advertise. It's an advertisement, this better. Them an advertisement.
Portal them man. A portal them then.
And this a garbage. This all the Andrew one is like, brother, we look for seat in a CNN and New York Times and you know the sun in the sun. Yes.
In the Jamaica.
You're too lion dangerous. You understand? Them have website, they put jump on the website, and then the embassy war. Him apply and him embassy war. That makes sense. And if him did good, you not moving from commissionership. You know him not good, him nasty. Him is a flapper pam pam. Him is a piece of shit, Google Gaga. Google Gaga flapper is a piece of shit. And you call him a Nara. Eh? For what?
Go rob the trillion. Go rob the more than $1 trillion.
You recycle him around 5 times now. Yeah, other people could have get around 5 times. You take him from this, you make a post in there, him advisor, senior advisor, we never have a junior, you have nobody else.
Right.
And I know that post. They say want him to turn commissioner. You take him from there, so advisor, then commissioner, then you move him and turn him now. Embassy work. Embassy work. Can ambassador that you know that's a piece of shit. Google Gaga Flabber. I know you're Kaimanara. He's a goddamn disgrace.
I love him. New name, Google Gaga Flabber.
Yeah, man.
New name, a kick.
Google Gaga Flabber. Yeah, man. That is
Name a kick, man.
and the worst thing for you. And then when it's come to talk about your keep away, and then I talk about your result resume. Result what? Him have any resume?
Nah.
Me alone, him have. Come here, you
Nah.
can't take him from up there. Your piece of shit, I take him
No, I have no resume.
Yeah.
Him have residue.
Yeah, well, him have run that June, but I'm here, them carry him up there. So I'm going to be alone, but no resume. I'm here. You can't up there, the 8 of me, and then you come out, you advertise something that's something, and then I'm here 2026. Say you carry him down, and him, and both them go through 120, and them short list. What a short list?
Yeah.
Google, you have short
The applicant.
short list. Recycle rubbish. Kind of rubbish are recycling. It is a piece of shit.
Recycle, man.
Eh?
You can't recycle, you know. I'm going to recycling. Google cannot recycle.
Recycle something like this. It's not good. It's not good.
Remember, Google, well, Google
Yeah.
Gaga Flabber and a recycle material in there. My garbage, my waste if you dump him. A
Yeah.
landfill. Them then a recycle Google Gaga Flabber. You mad? My garbage him no recycle material. Remember him awesome, you know, him dumb, you know, him done, you know. When you recycle an individual like that. Problem you go get right now. Because Andrew want problem and Nara, him draw for said Google Gaga Flabber. You understand?
Man. My germs. Make I run there. Make I run there. Because I have nothing to do. And remember, my earth song, I come up in and this, and earth song, yeah, me are the first, but I keep my part, I'm a brethren, I'm going to keep my party for me now, you know. But that soul party, don't know about no boy, you know. And them watch what we are going to do, man. Come here. Andrew, you're not invited, you know. You have to go, man. And you have to come out of a month. People have a part. We can't have Andrew in this month, you know, a good, decent month, you know. Andrew, the lightest thing we ever buck up, you know, man. But we know if you're angry, you know. Them sandwich, you know, push him right there, so, you know.
Yeah, man.
After me, then we look and push him some up there, so, and then pat there, so, you know, we know if you elbow him out of a month.
That's why I'm afraid of me. That's why I'm afraid of me.
Well, if we're going to fling him in a year bread, no. Some people are saying to fling him in a year bread, no, but I don't know what in a year bread.
Fee, man. You have to find him, you have to create a month, the 13 month with Donkey Barn, you know.
Well, because nobody no want him around there, you know. Andrew, the guy you know, dangerous, you know. Andrew, you're dangerous.
Yeah.
Go away, man. Go away, man. You're too lying, man. Come on now. My brother.
And thief, man. The man want thief the whole of money. Regarding an Nara. Draw for all nasty Google Gaga Flabber. Yeah?
Figure in our Nara. Google Gaga Flabber Nara. Eh? You hear that? Eh? Anyway, brother.
No say a word.
People, we tell you later.
All right.
You know, that's up.
Bless.